Yo, what's going on, everybody? Xanthos Vice here. We are back with some more Punishing Grey Raven. I know, like I said, most likely it would have been either today or tomorrow, and I'll be honest, I decided that it would actually be tomorrow because I'll probably just be too sore from my exercise courses that it would be like, nah, I wouldn't have the energy again after that to do another stream. So yeah, hence why I'm doing an extra stream today. So hopefully I should be able to finish this chapter. Anyway, where we last left off, we had gone to go through a lot more of Noah's side of the story. It's very interesting because, again, this is kind of like he's just literally trying to survive through what was his hell. And it's understandable why it's so difficult, because it's like there didn't really seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel after everything that he's been through with his mother having passed, and then Field and Bancroft being missing all those years. And then there's still this whole thing with Rachel, which I still don't really have as much of an idea as to what would lead to such a fallout in the first place. Because, I mean, sure, she did say she was one of Ashlar's men, but at the same time, it's like, I can't really say that there's anything too specific that would lead to them, like, having to oppose one another unless she, like, backstabbed him in the last second. But also, we did see that there could be potentially another reason for that. Like with Assad having his jacket being tagged with a mic or a recorder, whatever it is. So hopefully it's not the case that his wife actually just snitched on the crew, because otherwise things would go pretty bad. But again, I feel like it's more like coercion rather than like she's actually just siding with the enemy, just because it's like, I would find it hard to believe that she would just completely go out of her way, especially since she was also the one helping with those same things where it was like she manipulated the accounting books for the money that they needed for the weapons and such. So it's like, there's no way they would let her get away with that after what happened with Noah's mother. So I'm curious to see what the difference is going to be here. So yeah. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and see if we can finish this today. Because, what are we, 58%? So, I basically completed like, 40% last stream, and that was only like around 3-ish hours. So I'm hoping, by doing this in like 4 hours tonight, we should be able to finish this. And like I said, after this, I'm going to Spalo Chronos, because it's taking way much longer than I had anticipated, because there's a lot more dialogue there, I suspect. Like, at least Nanamis, there was a mix of fighting, but this is like, it's too much context, and then it's like spread out before I actually get into a battle. But again, it's reasonable to understand this whole thing, because again, it's like we didn't know anything about Shrek and how he ended up becoming a construct, and then how he ended up with these ascendant like powers. So at least they aren't like skipping through all this or just like making a short ass summary. It's a commotion on the lower level. One flips open the vent cover to find over 30 upper-level guards charging into the commoner carriage or blocking the narrow passageways. As I made to groan and complain. What's happening? Crawling inside the air duct toward where most guards are gathering, no one begins to see a trail of blood as if someone was dragged across the floor. Then he sees Assad's blood-soaked clothes. His broken bones are exposed in the air and coated in dry blood, piercing through his flesh and skin. Part of his head is missing. His toothless mouth is soundly bemoaning the pain he suffered before his death. The ropes used to tie Assad up are twisting his body unnaturally. Those around him seem to be displaying the cruel scene on purpose, showcasing how Assad was killed. Stay silent all you want, but the rest of the core members of the cargo crew are next. You'll witness how they're all dragged to their deaths on this train wreck. Tell us where you've hidden the things if you don't want that to happen. Rachel, this isn't like one of the little brawls in the past. We could take them at face value and only punch those on the scene. But this time, it's threatening all of us. Your silence is only going to escalate things. Our boss will send us to our deaths if we don't have it all sorted out today. Escalate things? The aristocrats upstairs have pushed our folks to their deaths. Does that not escalate things? Or the times when desperate people take their own lives? When you lot beat up and kill whoever you want? Do you think your little son here is going to solve anything? We don't want to make it difficult for you. There's no need for us to make a scene here. We're all working for the people upstairs. Just hand over the things and no one else gets hurt. Nora knows that Rachel needs to receive a signal that confirms no one's presence. But he must take advantage of the dark air ducts right now without making a sound. You know, sometimes I really wish you'd stick that Firefly on your shoulder. Quietly, no one takes out his clockwork Firefly and turns on the light bulb on its tail, gently waving it by the vent. You're stalling, aren't you? Waiting for somebody? You're waiting for the 2 squads you sent out? I can tell you that they're already dead. The guard takes out his terminal and shows Rachel a recording. Thanks to this coward, the upper level's killing 2 birds with 1 stone today. Kicks Assad's body, laughing. Fine, I'll go with you. Oh shit, that would mean like Shauna's grouping them, right? And Wayland? Fuck. Rachel, you can't. Before he could finish, 2 shots from 2 different guards graze his shoulder, hitting a young man sitting behind them. I have to act now. Look at you all huddling together. How many do you think will go down with just 1 grenade? You fucking monsters. Enough. Nina. How many defenseless people are here? Do you want to get them all killed? Boss, we can't let you. Another gunshot interrupts him. He advantage of the erupting chaos. Now throws the short sword in his hand at the light of the ceiling. He's shattered glass before the carriage is seen. Sound the alarm! Move. Oh, okay, never mind. No, right, because they're all here. They were all supposed to gather here before the operation. Cargo crew members don't hesitate upon receiving a signal. Told the nearby guards immediately. Used the darkness and confusion, no one drops down from the vents, times to go with the grenade with his rep blade before grabbing the guard's spare longsword. Going into the teammate beside him. Nice! Guards expected some conflict, but they haven't foreseen how determined the people are. Gotcha! Nino leaps toward the still standing guard, parrying the strike up to his face. With his body, he pushes his blade through the guard's unarmored throat. The blood shuts the guard up. But at that, the sound of screaming explosions blend together, almost deafening everyone in the cart. By the time the emergency lights turn on, the 30 or so guards are now silent corpses, among a few innocent bystanders. With only the blood-drenched people panting and trembling. There's no turning back now that we killed their guards. But with me, I'm done with. Just kick it off. They're just gonna send more people down. We wait any longer. We await your order. Alright. Rachel steps over the pools of blood and smashes the alarm at the lower floor before slotting in her ID card as the cargo crew chief captain. Following a split shriek. Do you remember your vow when you joined the cargo crew? We'll free everyone from oppression. We'll lay the dead to rest ourselves and let them know their sacrifice is not for naught. Now's the time to fulfill your promise. Did not buzz much time as they wanted. Aristocrats on the upper level quickly realized what's happening and unanimously decided to quench the riot on the lower levels, sanctioning all forms of violence. In a short period of time, those who are willing to fight gathered carriage G, arming themselves with the weapons in there. And those not willing and cannot fight moved to the back of the train. Two sides clashed inside a carriage at the lower middle section of Aslan. Going to the upper hand initially, suppressing the lower level with superior equipment. For Rachel and other core members in the lower level, the people respond with superior tactical maneuvers. Our people are ambushed in various parts of the train during their advances. We've already lost contact with over 8 squads. Damn it. Where the hell are those rats hiding? Find them! With their knowledge of the train, the people strike from unexpected shrouded locations, from the ducts to the roofs. Cut the power and the light to the carriages while making many inconspicuous traps. Traps are made with crude materials. Spike that's sticking out, an easily shattered glass box, some torn wires on the floor. or even the frame of a broken umbrella abandoned by an unknown or in an unknown corner. Similar as they may be, they're all considered incredibly useful tools in a close-quarter fight in a confined space. Okay, the guards not too far in the distance shouting about retreating, only for them to choose to stay and fight instead. Good luck having those aristocrats allowing them to bring the fight to the upper level. It's time to stay, and the guards are soon given new weaponry and launch another assault. As they fire, the people's tactics quickly become ineffective. Desperate people must sacrifice more to deter the guards' impenetrable advance. This is the moment we've been waiting for. If we back down now, what will happen to the people hiding behind us? The cargo crew can last as long as they have against the guards because of how they navigate and assign their force in the narrow carriages. As they initiate an advance, however, all the disadvantages vanish immediately. The cargo crew member knew no one housed with his weapon raised, running past no one without noticing a flashing red light near a broken chair to the side. Watch out! Every bullied person living at the lower level has dreamed about this day. In their dreams, they'll find true equality, fairness, liberty the moment they cross the line weaved by gunfire. People believe that their combined will can triumph over any amount of guards from the upper level. And when the real fight begins, does everyone involved truly understand how fragile life is? While armed guards are pushed back by the angry people, while the superior weapons of the guards take the people's lives away. Every life on Azam, privileged or poor, is dissolving like an ice cube amidst the fire, wailing and roaring in despair. You see blood gushing out from under the light that seeps through the loose train. Red liquid, metallic shells, debris, even flesh are all fused together, splattering all over the narrow passage. Bodies still warm paved the floor. On the way forward, someone's blown away the door. The speeding train hurled the bodies and blood away. A trail of blood on the tunnel wall. Countless lives and dreams, wars and prejudices, oppression and hate, death erases them all. The buzzing carriage of yesterday is now silent after ceaseless explosions. 350 people remained in the cargo crew by the next morning. No shouting in the front line, just the sounds of guns firing at each other. Beside them are dozens of corpses and their blood, soundly declaring the outcome of their fight. Many people will be able to cross the connecting carriage and storm the upper level after they take down the few enemies still standing. Or they can breathe a sigh of relief for their tragic victory, however they hear unnerving thumping and cranking entering the connecting carriage. An enormous orb-shaped mechanism appears, heavy over the dead bodies. On the floor, and firing blood-red lasers, and everyone said, wait, is that the head of a Psychic? Right? Or, what was the name? Right then, the train entered the tunnel, carriage lit by damaged lights. But yeah, that was the thing that attacked the train in the past, right? Or, not the past, but the one we dealt with. I mean, it looks different, but it's the same type of thing. 7 seconds pass and brief darkness fades away, revealing 9 more lives have been taken. Shit! They couldn't beat us, and now they're sending in that thing. Oh, no, that's one of theirs. Nito runs as he shouts, picking up a rifle from the dead guard before any contributing to the fray of fire. Nonetheless, all their bullets ricochet off the mechanoid's metal shell, barely damaging it. Fuck. It's tough. Get out of my way, then. Kind of exotic grenade launcher from who knows where. Dashing at Nito and firing even before he safely retreated. The anti-tank projectile flies through the greenish-gray smoke in the giant machine. But it probably survived, right? Did that do it? It should. But the smoke and fire dissipate, the unnerving cranking makes itself known once again. It's not dead! Any idea, Shauna? That was my idea. What do we do? The guards are still behind it. Where's Rachel? She led another group to the front. This thing has separated us. Fall back for now. We'll take cover using the heavy blaster with near the coupling. That should buy us some time to regroup. Alright, it's the only thing we can do for now. Make sure to pick up anything useful on your way out. Led by the 3 core members, the upper cargo crew members cover each other as they quickly retreat to the lower level. Scattered guards, meanwhile, take the chance to advance again, staying behind the mechanoid. Hey, what are they doing? He's pointing, you can see the large group of guards are climbing onto the roof of the carriage. What are they trying to do? They're avoiding direct confrontations. Sneak to the back? Wait, the people who can't fight are all in the back. They always use the people as hostages. What do we do? Should we go up and fight? We can't. There were too many of them. I didn't think their rich ass is still hiding so many people. According to Rachel's numbers, there must be Ashley's personal bodyguards. Shauna, Noah, a lot of guards have just gotten past us. We see them. What should we do? Move back. Alison is approaching Tunnel 204. Soon the tunnel's not high enough for the guards to move freely, even if they're up on the roof. We have 15 minutes before we enter 204. Make sure everyone's retreated behind Carriage G. Secure yourselves. Carriage G? What are you planning to do? I'm gonna blow it up. Damn. So, the explosion that we caused on the train against the twins wasn't the first time it happened. Interesting. Lower level characters shake violently from the explosions, flipping over some of the storage carriages nearby. Luckily preparations were made, so most people in the common carriage are safe. I got a message. The front is stopping. I'm not surprised. There are a lot of carriages they're otherwise leaving behind. Those aristocrats can't give up that much money. Is that giant military mechanoid following us? Not yet. As long as you can still find us safe in the front with Rachel. All that's left with the rest of the people are Shauna, Nino, Nolan, car group member named Jimmy, and Mike, a Bumblebee member. Get everyone off the train first. We're not that far from the other side. It's all for nothing when they managed to pursue us. Does going outside mean we're safe? The guards have legs too, you know. Wait, what's that sound? Here sound most familiar to the cargo crew approaching for the distant sky. A helicopter? They can react and sense gunfire to some of these. Those psychopaths. Is this necessary? Take cover now. We'll shoot down. You'll shoot through the smoke from the explosion and strike where the people are. Spark flies bullet holes riddle the walls and the floor of the carriage. Jimmy fails to dodge in time, his head on his left shoulder. It's about to reach for Jimmy when Mike grabs Noah by his collar and pulls him behind the cover. Jimmy! Still trying to rush out, and Noah is stopped by both Mike and Shauna. Still confused, but Mike simply shakes his head, speaking only when Noah is slightly calmed down. Let go. You'll just become another corpse when you go out. Jimmy's moaning on the ground in pain. There's sporadic bullets land around him, never hitting Jimmy directly. Tries to call for cover, but a bullet hits one of his limbs every time he moves, accompanied by teasing laughter from the other end of the floodlight. The guards are playing with the dying man. Those assholes. I'm gonna kill them all. You idiot, can't you see? That's what they want. Keeping Jimmy alive to draw out the people hiding behind covers to slaughter them. The wounded Jimmy, still a teenager at this point, is trembling. His tears briefly wash away the bloodstains, revealing his still adolescent face. Calls up despite the pain, raises his pistol even as he cries. Broken as he is, he refuses to kneel and instead fires at the blinding light. You people. He can barely see the enemy in this light. He can hold his gun as it is. The ricocheting bullets still find the cowardly guards, forcing them to put him down. It's the last thing Jimmy can do. Find a dehumanizing few rounds pierce Jimmy's chest and he hears a rasping cry. His eyes are still open as his body hits the ground. Just the clear irises of his blurred by mature tears and blood. Bastards! What should we do now? We don't stand a chance confronting them directly. Staying here won't save us anyway. Let's head out and go down fighting. It isn't time for a last stand yet. Check that out. Shauna points to where Carrie's sheep broke off. Guards are standing near the pneumatics devices. Someone used to open the train doors during emergency before the train shifts to helium-3 as their energy source. There's a large amount of heated compressed air inside. I learned about it from the people in maintenance in the past. If we can get it to leak, it'll distract them for a good while. We can take the opportunity to split up and hide, ambushing them for the dark. Do we still have any explosives? Grenades? Anything? We'd use them if we did. Then it's pointless. We can't get that thing to break from here. I know how to open it. I can do it with a screwdriver if I'm close enough. No way. If you can all open fire at the same time and cover me for 5 seconds. No, 3. 3 seconds is all I need to get that track behind cover. I said no. How's that different from taking your own life? You were just lecturing me. How are they the same? It's the only way out now. Didn't Rachel say that you have to listen to me if we disagree on something? Fuck, I don't remember. Barrage of bullets fired at them again. Some rounds grazed past their covers, affecting the ground and sending sparks flying. Shit, they're flanking us! No time to hesitate. I'm gonna count to 3, and you start firing for at least 3 seconds. Split up once their formation is disrupted. Understood? Is there no other way? No, there is no other way. Don't be afraid. As long as there are those who live, as long as the people we want to protect get to live, I made the right choice. By the way, Nina, the thing you mentioned last week, my answer is yes. Let's move in together after this. What? You're talking about that now? It's too late, isn't it? You know, wants to say something in return, but Shauna started counting down for a plan. Ended life. She knows clearly that her life is no longer hers after 3 seconds as she offs it to the Grim Reaper. 2. Running his teeth, Nino curses under his breath as his rifle aims at exactly where he needs to fire. 1. Shauna never stops thinking about dying. Used to seeing her people die. She thought she would be ready for when the time came, but now, one less look at her comrade, she allows herself a moment of vulnerability. Shots of gunshots come from behind the cargo crew's covers, so the surrounding guards are in disarray. And to see where they're firing from, the guards are forced to find cover as well. Nikolai Guard notices a figure dashing out of cover. The cargo crew's suppressive fire causes the guard's shot to go wild. Keep shooting! Don't stop! It's the only thing they can do for Shauna now. They also know that if they don't replace their tears with their bullets and roars, their grief will simply break them. The cargo crew is out of ammo to sustain the suppression after 3 seconds. The brief pause is quickly filled by the return fire of the guards, which pins down the remaining crew members instead. Before long, the guards start screaming as steaming gas bursts from the door, breaking up their formation. Shit! That woman there! Kill her! Find out, a few gunshots and an explosion. Shauna's life comes to an end somewhere too far away for her comments to see. The air is dispersed by the explosion, no longer threatening the guard. Split up! 3 of them take this brief window opportunity to leave their covers, splitting up into different parts of the carriage, hiding among its many intertwining ducts and machines. They're fearless even when confronting enemies 10 times their power. Unlike the guards, they're the people who actually know to train thoroughly. First, the bullet breaks the lamp in the ceiling, destroying the depths of the carriage once again. Not only does it make it harder for the guards to find them, but the sunlight also turns the guards into shining targets. Then comes the volley of gunshots. The head of the guard who's veered off tracking them explodes. Another one who's hiding behind the cover finds himself somehow riddled with bullet holes. The guards are getting impatient, seeing other guards dropping one by one, decide to bring down everything that can be used as cover. Around explosions, the cargo crew stops firing. Nino, what do you think you're doing? Fire caused by the explosions. The explosives that cause the board is beginning to spread. The air with pneumatics is flooded with fire. It won't be long before the whole place burns to ashes. We have to get their bodies back, at the very least. There's no way we're leaving them in a place like this. I'll get Shauna. You two go grab Jimmy. Before no one can stop him, Nino's already on his way to the corner of the carriage, crouching and dashing from cover to cover right underneath the watchful gaze of the guards. If he reaches Shauna, second, Nino even thinks Shauna might be alive before he sees her body with his own eyes. Before he can move, Shauna's body to a safe location, he feels a sudden excruciating pain from one of his feet. Some footsteps on the bear trap and among the debris. His training should have kept him from screaming despite the bone-shattering pain. The sound of the trap activating is loud enough to get the attention of the alerted guards. They're throwing bullets fired towards where Nino is. Nino flicks away, but not before he's hit twice in his abdomen. Remembers every trap in this place. Wouldn't have made such a rookie mistake. It must have been moved. Guards must have moved the native corpses in order to catch anyone coming back for them. Fuck. Dirty bastards. Nolan and Mike has successfully moved Jimmy's body to somewhere safe, but they realize the guards have Nino pinned down. Hey, Rachel's boy! Looks like Nino's hurt. We have to save him. Can we do it? There aren't a lot of enemies left. As Mike fires, Norman dashes across the difficult terrain that tears toward a group of guards nearest Nino. Their attention on Nino, no one's blade smoothly go through one of them. His teammate turns and aims at no one. No one chokes, so it slices through his wrist. Affected by the scream of the unhand guard, the last guard fires in a panic only to allow Mike to hit him from a distance. Taking advantage of this window opportunity, no one slices toward Nino. Drags him away from the shooting and the spreading fire, leaving Shauna's body behind in the process, which is the flame devours her. Retreating behind a secured cover, they have nonetheless escaped their location. Explosive fire rains upon them, charting them where they are. Fuck! This is all my fault. I couldn't get Shauna. Now the two of you are. Save it for after we left this place. Nino's terminal suddenly receives a comms request. No one helps Nino up while Mike returns fire with his limited ammo. This is Nino. We're stuck at the back of Carriage G. Lost a lot of people, including Jimmy and Shauna. What's your status? Is that so? We're almost wiped out too. We were hoping you can help us. Nino's voice is faint as if it will stop at any moment. What about the rest of you? Where's Rachel? We got separated from Rachel. We tried to contact her, but there were no responses. Nino wants to keep asking, but they hear nothing back. The sound of spice gunshots. The giant mechanoid's on their side, isn't it? We didn't really stand a chance against it to begin with. It's rebellion. Probably failed. No way. They've lost. We've lost. The guards are supposed to take a hit. I bet. No one realizes how warm his palms have been. Except Nino in his arms and to find Nino's blood soaking through his shirt and hands. Nino, you're losing a lot of blood. You have to stop the bleeding right now. No one puts pressure on Nino's wounds, but there's no way we can stop the blood from gushing out. Or just Nino's life fades away before him little by little. No. Nino doesn't seem to be in pain, however. His hold is turned on his hand sad. It'll be quite tragic if this is what we've been working toward and looking forward to. The guards are not giving him a chance to breathe. They'll restore the public address system on the train. The guards speak to the two of them amidst their ceaseless gunfire. This is a message to the rioters in hiding. Come out now. Otherwise. Out of a child screaming and his parents crying can be heard from the system. We'll start executing these accomplices to your right. Do you hear me? Compass my ass. They're just taking hostages. We can't drag the others into this. But we're the only ones left. We can't save anyone without putting our lives at risk. There's still a way. Faking our surrender? And slowly rising from behind the cover, followed by another. Hold fire! The guards stopped shooting, but their rifles still pointed where no one and Mike hide. Guards know full well how cunning the cargo crew members are by now. They both slowly stand up with the unconscious Nino on Mike's back. Three of them step out from the cover, unnerved and fully exposed. Not bad. Walk here slowly, just like this. Don't try to pull any stunts. The guard gently smacks the face of the child kneeling beside him with his pistol. The child's so scared that he can't even cry. No one nods, approaching him slowly and naturally. No one notices the combat knife he hides behind his leg. As he approaches, the hostages know to notice Hill once again. The old timid woman who's been watching over him since he was young. Rachel always says that not everyone has what it takes to stand up to the bad guys. They might be silent, but that doesn't mean they approve of what's happening. Many at the lower level disagree with Rachel. They believe those who don't fight are a waste of resources. They forget that people like Hill have been controlling it who have been contributing in their own way inside the moving cage. How many children has Hill looked after? How many torn clothes has she fixed? No one ever questions his choices because he's noticed it all. The people who has to protect her are right there beside him. They're safe, even though they're scared. Doesn't regret what he's done. Just wishes he was powerful enough to have done more. I'm sorry. The woman's tears soaked her wrinkled face. Why have I always failed to protect you? Don't be sorry, Antel. It's okay. He wants to offer a smile, but he cannot. He was walking as the guards watch. I've seen what Barbara did after they took Julie. But I was too scared to tell her. Too scared to tell her. Wait, what? So what happened? I just looked. She ate them. Just watched as she died. As the wailing gets louder and louder in them. Right before knowing it might get to the guards. The gunfire and explosion almost happened at the same time. And hell? No one will never know when she took the grenade, or when she made up her mind. I'm sorry, my children. Your Antil was too scared to do anything back there. I'm sorry. Not everyone has what it takes to stand up to the bad guys. No one thought he understood what it meant. Is that true for humankind? The young mature as they grow, and the old change as they mature. Even the dying sinner contains the courage to ignite itself and burn. Damn, man. Just taking a deer for a horse. Snow's covered up the scarred earth by afternoon. Only a bloody figure could be seen inside his barren land running about the upper level carriage. Mike the heavily wounded Nino and most of the civilians are staying on the lower level. To find out the fate of Rachel and the cargo crew, no one travels 5 kilometers in snowfield alone. Turn to the upper level. But when the snow can cover the blood and bodies here, at last no one finally finds the person he's been looking for. Captain Rachel. No one. She's lost her left hand as blood drips down her forehead. I was never seen her so vulnerable. Your hand. Is there a doctor around? There's no one left. We failed. Turns out Ashlar has a few of those mechanoids hidden away. In the end, we only got to catch a breath. The aristocrats started to fight amongst themselves. Amongst themselves? Talking about Ashlar and Princess Yamila? Yeah, Yamila didn't win either. Her guards are gone as quiet as the snow. The only good news is, Ashlar has played all his cards now. Without his aces, he's fallen from his throne. I'll take you to a base outside. Find a doctor. Hold on. That's not necessary. It's too late now. Oh, I see. So, yeah, Yamila was there at the time. She just wasn't one of the necessary directing forces. But I keep forgetting, which one was Ashlar? Was he the guy in charge of the whole thing, or was he the guy in the black mask, or whatever that type of wear is, like a veil or something? Because I remember there was someone else, and he always did try to go against Jamila in decisions when it came to Agdalak in the Aslan. So maybe it's that one. She forces her right chuckle and gives no one a turn. Captain, listen to what I have to say. Take my terminal. It's part of my deal with him. What deal? I hope Ashlar will let me live. There are also records of our businesses in there. Things Ashlar wants to keep hidden. Give him this terminal in my head, and you'll become the hero who caused the riot. The aristocrats will favor you and put you in charge of the cargo crew. Oh, try to remedy the situation. Right, because at least they know that Ashlar has the power and the forces. And with the others, it's like they don't know the other aristocrats well enough to know what would they still work alongside them even after they obtain the information? What? I'm almost out of breath. Don't make me repeat myself. Why are you asking me to take over your place this way? Because we failed. To get another shot, we'll need time. Time to rest and rebuild. If you give up here and now, what would happen? Those without a home. No base will take them in. They have to stay on the train. With no one to look after them. The aristocrats keep hurting and exploiting the people as they've always done. But I mean, they would still do the same anyway, right? Because in the end, you're basically saying that we started this war for literally nothing. Because nothing will have changed. Nothing will have gotten better. We've lost literally almost everyone to your resistance. You said Ashlon lost his aces. Now's the chance to take him down. I wish it were that simple. It's not just armaments that make those aristocrats the aristocracy. Even if our rebellion succeeded, it would have only been the first of many steps. There'd be a lot of problems we had to solve. Alas, we failed. So we need to start again. Listen, they're coming to search the roof. Do it now or it's going to be too late. Captain Rachel, I won't do it. Yes, you will. She shouts angry and frail, forcing Noah to hold her gun. Hold it tight. Don't let go. Didn't you want to find Field? There's information on him in the terminal, but you can only find them if you survive this. I've made my share of mistakes leading the cargo crew. I've done so much wrong and hurt too many people. I didn't trust those I ought to believe in while trusting people like Assad. Even when he let his people steal from their own team. When he himself did it, I allowed it. Because he was trading half of his take for our weapons. Oh, I see. That's where they were still getting the money. Because, again, even then, even if she's mixing in the money from the account books, they couldn't have done too much in which they would have traced it all back immediately sooner or later. But Assad messing with the trades, I see. So that also explains why for so long there was always like stuff missing from the boxes. So, what happened to Bancroft? Ah, yep, there it is. He led it to it. He had to have a patsy. That's right. He was the one who told your friend about Warehouse G54. Assad tricked him and got him inside the crate. That's why you should hate me. Shoot. Kill me. And live. Remake the cargo crew the way you want. Don't make the mistakes I've made. Quickly. They're almost here. But the cargo crew is almost wiped out. You might be wrong, but you're my mentor. How can I do this to you? Then, consider it my last wish, Noah. I've always wanted to atone for what I did to your mother. She was dead because of me. The only way I can make it up to her is to make sure you get to live. Rachel puts her hand over Nolan's. It's about to roll her gold shivering hand when he realizes she has something else in mind. What are you doing? Captain Rachel! You know, Julie, I still... The flare from the barrel covers up her last words. Noah's the last one standing on the snowy field. After Rachel dies, Noah's quickly taken to a jail cell that once imprisoned his mother. He stays there for 14 days under many watchful eyes. The guards all have their own agenda to patrol outside his cell. Some are people from Ashlar's side. Lovers or royal bodyguards rarely seen in these parts. No one even thinks a hurt young consort wandering nearby. Some of them want the truth. Lovers want to make sure no one tells their truth. These people are all cautious of each other. Their moves and counter-moves forcing them into a deadlock. Somehow that gives no one a chance to survive. The night before no one's supposed to be brought to the temporary council, the young wandering construct suddenly sits in front of his cell when no one else is around. Oh, Chung Yu! I see. Leader asked me to apologize on her behalf. She wants to help, but the royal forces are hampered right now. Soldiers we sent were the most we could do. Oh, I see. But who gave the connection for it? And she wants to thank you. She knows you have Rachel's terminal, but you haven't given it up, have you? What are you saying? Do what you want to do. The next day, no one's marching to the temporary council by the guards. Commoners surround the hall, whispering tales of the event and the survivors. Royals and their bodyguards sit at the top of the staircase, while aristocrats with different expressions are sitting nearby. The furthest right are guests no one has never seen before. Their outfits suggest they are constructs from Babylonia. No one seen many of them while working for the cargo crew. Never talked to them outside their dealings. What happened to Aslam has deeply impacted the Actila Commercial Alliance. As our trade partner, Babylonia is requested to attend this trial. Both Babylonia and ACA agreed that the cargo crew and Bumblebee at the lower level are instrumental to our work to reclaim Earth. We therefore allowed our citizens to sit in this meeting. They have the right to know. You don't mind, do you? Of course not. Yeah, I knew it. It was this asshole. Sure seems confident. Over the last 3 days, he's deployed various methods to search and question no one, offering carrots and sticks to make sure that Rachel's terminal is not in no one's possession. I see. So again, that explains that whole long struggle he had with Jamila back then. He kept trying to oppose her. He was trying to get back the power he once had. To prevent no one from hiding the terminal using his knowledge of the lower level carriages, Ashla's guards have been repeating one thing. As long as no one frames the event as a result of Rachel conspiring with the royals, no one will be crowned the hero who quelled the riot. He'll be in charge of the cargo crew and enjoy all the benefits that come with it. If no one does not follow their script, there's only one end that awaits them. He'll be executed in the cruelest way possible. The people the cargo crew tried to protect will be exiled from the train. I see. So either become the false hero with a false narrative, or be set as an example. Allow me to begin as I was the first to discover this riot. The trigger of the event is as follows. My dutiful guards discovered that Rachel had stockpiled a large number of unregulated weaponry from unknown sources inside the storage carriage while inspecting their wares. My guards were trying to inquire about the origins and purposes of these weapons when the cargo crew suddenly attacked them. Ashla lies loudly and proudly, as if there were no wire inside the code. Assad was not dragged to his death, and the people had not been held hostage at gunpoint. During our follow-up investigations, we secured a key witness. He was a core member of the cargo crew. According to his testimony, Captain Rachel conspired with the royals to allow the cargo crew to carry out the armed riot on the upper level to eliminate the voices of dissent. Bullshit! No way Rachel worked with the aristocrats! Don't you slander her! Rachel never told the people the truth. She said these shadowy deals would break their hearts. Face the truth, you filthy peasants. This tragedy only happened because the royals condoned the cargo crew's irresponsible and unrestrained behavior. Therefore, to prevent the royals from abusing their power again, I propose an end to the monarchy. We should establish a parliament a la Babylonia, dividing the power and responsibilities among those who actually contribute. I see. This will give him even more power, and with his connections even more. Just an applause from the aristocrats and their underlings erupt as if rehearsed. Ashlar, you claim that the royals condoned the cargo crew's actions. What exactly did they condone? The stockpiling of unregulated weapons, and not holding them accountable for their violent behavior. Let's put aside the fact that you have yet to present concrete evidence. On the day of the conflict, you deployed a large number of lethal military-grade weapons. Were you authorized to use them? We simply sent our technicians to override the control of those deadly weapons. They were originally Rachel's. Ah, I see. That's how he's trying to spin it. No, but... Oh, wait. No, that's right. I remember now. He was working with the Ascendants before, wasn't he? Because he was also trying to get the people on Actilec to work with the Ascendants instead of Babylonia. That's right, that's right. That's what this whole thing was about in the much earlier chapters. I see. So he had gotten that from them, and that's when he used it. But this also kind of faltered the situation with the Ascendants, but he had one last chance if he could get all of Actilec working for them instead of supporting Babylonia's efforts. Is that so? But I received the following piece of evidence earlier. A manager from logistics named Barbara brought me a ledger and asked for my help, claiming that someone is trying to take her life. You have apparently obtained many supplies and resources through her. Anyone can forge a letter or a ledger. That woman is passed. Who can say you have falsified evidence post-mortem? We can't question the dead. Asher's advocates immediately clamor for him, condemning Aston loudly. Barbara's dead. She didn't even leave after she gave away Assad's recordings. I see. So she was fearing for her life that what happened to Julie would happen to her. Damn, so she really sought out Assad like that. Fuck me. Why don't we ask our key witness? This young man here is our hero. Rachel might have raised him, but he was the one who put her down in the end. He was the one who stopped the riot. What did he just say? That kid killed Rachel? Isn't he the guy who always stayed near her? How did that happen? I thought we all did our best, but turns out... Traitor! You filthy traitorous bastard! Silence. The council is quiet again. Ashlar makes his way toward Noan, his hands behind his back, steps aside and springy. Now, tell us. How did Rachel get as far as she did? Captain Rachel... Assam has always been in chaos. Everyone does what they can to survive this hellhole. Trust Rachel. She has a plan to free us from this oppression. Will she become a great leader? Like the heroes in the books? Yes, I'm trying to help her. I don't always agree with the way she does things, but I have no right to question her either. You'll be my apprentice starting today. I'll train you and teach you to protect yourself. Like I've said before, the folks on the upper level are just going to work with someone else if we refuse to make these blessing boxes. That won't help with our situation at all. We've tried strikes and protests, but at the end of the day, the aristocrats own this train. We won't get a say so long as they're still alive. It's true that I've crossed the line, but if what I did brings a better tomorrow for the people, I'll gladly do it again and pay the price. The supplies for the weapons? I have my ways. They don't even consider that should the lower level keep going like this, no one's escaping once the bubble bursts. I don't know why Field disappeared. These sacrifices are made so that people get to live a good life. I've always wanted to atone for what I did to your mother. Remake the cargo crew the way you want. Don't make the mistakes I've made. Yeah, but that's the thing, it's like, if no one accepts it, that's just gonna be the same mistake all over again. Because again, they'll be back to being oppressed, but it's even worse because now they don't even have a fighting chance again after that. And then how many more years will they have to wait? A century? Until Earth's reclaimed? It's not progress. Would Rachel work with Ashlar again if she could turn back time? Probably. She kept betting her hope on something more powerful than her, so that she thought to be immovable even on her last breath. She believed that power would save no one. Rachel's never really trusted us. She's become a tyrant while trying to get her weapons. She witnessed too many things she couldn't change, and given up on too many she couldn't save. She stopped believing that she could save anyone. How does that happen? No one asked himself again. This was my only choice. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to change anything. Does he have a choice now? The cargo crew is messed up real bad, kid. But Ashlar is willing to offer you mercy. You don't have a choice. Do you want to end up like Hassan? Kicked off the train and dragged to your death? And even if you're fine with dying yourself, are you willing to take down so many others with you? Is that so? Here's Jamala's raised voice the moment he sets foot in the council. Both Babylonian and ACA agree that the cargo crew and Bumblebee at the lower level are instrumental to our work to reclaim Earth. We've therefore allowed our citizens to sit in this meeting. They have the right to know. Jamala's not entirely unprepared, sending a subtle message. They're important. Babylonia's partners also agree. No businessman will throw away anything they deem important. So, everyone's waiting for you. In a brief moment of trance, Noah remembers something Field asked him a long, long time ago. What do you want to be in the future, Noah? Looks up and stares back at the eyes watching him, unyielding even if their gaze threaten to pierce him. Now's the time to choose the future. He knows his choice will only spell his doom. But I'll not regret it as long as he can finish what the cargo crew started all those years ago. It's just a shame he cannot live to see it. Rachel stockpiled those weapons because she wanted equal rights for the people on the lower level. She wanted to free us from being exploited by the blessing boxes and unjust system. And our worst oppressor is none other than Ashlar and his people. This time is no different. Not only did he use military-grade weapons he secretly owned to slaughter the cargo crew, but he also sent his guards to come after the citizens in the damaged carriage. Everyone standing back there can testify to that. They are the survivors of that disaster. They might not know why it happened, but they definitely witnessed what you did. People in the background immediately stirred up, hearing no one state out loud, and railing against the cruel slaughter, saying this Ashlar just sneers on Bertrand. It seems that our little witness here has been coaxed into telling lies. My fellow aristocrats, do you remember why we funded Aslam all those years ago? Love and hope. That's right. We did it because we wanted to spread love and hope around the world. Did what the cargo crew do align with our intention then? Of course it didn't. We all have to work hard in order to reclaim Earth and rebuild the glorious Golden Age. How shameful and selfish is it to destroy Aslam just because some of them are tired? In the grand scheme of things, no amount of pain of an individual is worth mentioning. Though has not witnessed the struggles and sufferings of the lower level for the past 17 years, he might get to be as impartial and visionary as the aristocrats. Mr. Rose's cheers and applause died down, no one plays his ace. I still have Rachel's terminal. What? I've gone through her records. 20 years of invoices, lists, messages, contracts, and minutes are all intact. That'll be enough to prove what you've done. That will show everyone here who the real oppressor is, and who's been trying to assassinate the aristocrats who wouldn't take your orders. That's you, obviously. What? You're Julie's boy, aren't you? Your father used to work for me. We still have records of his crime, I believe. Rachel killed him for revenge before we could give him a sentence. Your mother never stopped holding a grudge. She helped Rachel to manipulate the books and misappropriated supplies. We have all of them on record. To avenge your parents, you stayed by Rachel's side all these years so as to steer her to start a riot. The wrong time to take the chance to kill her yourself. The whole thing was infighting inside the cargo crew? What else can these commoners do except taking up our space and causing trouble? They're all the same, uneducated and vulgar. Violence is all they know. The aristocrats all rise to support Ashlar, even when it just spun a brand new narrative out of thin air to shift all the blames down to no one. What are you all talking about? He still hasn't shown any proof. Why are you all supporting him? Have you heard of the tale of calling a deer a horse? A chancellor wanted wanted to overthrow the king, but he didn't know how much sway he had in the court. Before he acted up, he gifted his king a deer while claiming it to be a horse. The king didn't believe him, obviously, so the chancellor asked the other officials in the court, is this a deer or a horse? And how do you think they answered? So many couldn't wait to agree with the chancellors it was indeed a horse. You thought those who mistake a deer for a horse are stupid, but that's their cleverest trick. People who tell the truth are often the first to die. We have guests from Babylonia with us today, so I prefer not to make a scene. This is your last chance to hand in the terminal. Though its hand with the terminal will not stop shaking. I've exposed you and you don't want to make a scene? They were working with me in the first place. As long as I reassure them afterward and provide them with reasonable proof, they'll leave this place satisfied. Reasonable? One looks at gentleman. He's not spoken after her initial speech. And she only whispers to the people beside her quietly as if whoever figures behind her are a threat. She gives a look at the unnamed construct and Aston. Every time he's able to answer, no one's helpless gaze as the crowd around him becomes more and more alarming. Saying this is an insurmountable foe. Finally accepts that the law and order to Goldman will utterly collapse. This apocalypse, only the leader who holds actual power can make the rules that others follow. Not many people are not light up tonight, surprising like burn. Still, wants to try one last time. Hey! Several bullets are fired from the crowd, hitting no one before his hand even drops. The pain in his chest and abdomen almost knocks him unconscious. What's the meaning of this? Seems to hear a voice. A question from the future asked through his memories. Meaning? No one tries to look up, all he hears is the echoing chorus of Ashlar's rules. Is that because they worried they will otherwise become the next targets? Guards surround a young construct while the crowd chants. Cannot take the evidence away from the construct. The construct cannot fight them up to the journalist's stance. Oh, I see. He wanted to pass it on to them. And Chongyu acted before they could destroy the evidence. A futile attempt. He made the wrong choice. As long as the people's dream. Do you think that evidence will help you achieve the dream of the cargo crew? To his blurred vision, no one can see a bullet hitting the terminal inside the construct's hand. The terminal shatters. Pieces scatter on the floor, stepping over by the disorderly crowd. You sacrifice all in vain because of your choice. No. He reaches out with his trembling hand, hoping to hold on to something of the shattered fragments. The crowd steps on his fingers just as they did the broken device. Give it back! Excruciating pain in his chest torments his soul. Has he made the wrong choice? Should he listen to Rachel and give it everything to Ashlow? No. It's not the path he dreams of. It's just the path he dreamed of then. No, it isn't. All I wanted was a people that doesn't starve or be exploited. A people that's treated fairly with the decencies of life. His voiceless declaration disappears amidst the chanted crowd. The dreams of tens of thousands of people on the lower level will also vanish in the dark, like a dying ember. Do you regret it, Shrek? Kid's still alive. Throw him off the train. Do you regret it? Damn. I see. So that's how he ended up off the... Wait, what? Actually, now that I think about it. Oh, okay, so this is when this happens. So this isn't when, what is it? He last saw off a Grey Raven. This is after that. Interesting. Snow is coming down hard when the memory ends. Right before his mind melts into a snowfield and turns blank, knowing it's a dream. That dream is the only person who dies, lying alone in the snow. No one else is safe and sound, living aboard Aslan. After his consciousness fades away as an agonizing nightmare. That nightmare, he survived the fall from the speeding train saved by a construct. Mechanical Fireflies friend gave him blocked a gunshot to his chest, saving him from a lethal wound. He keeps crawling on the frozen field, accompanied only by his pain, the realization that everyone he cares about has perished this winter. Do you regret it? Distant voice echoes by his ear once more. Would you have given that evidence away if you could choose it again? Why the silence? Has your mind been assimilated by the memories of you dying? Oh, my bad, let me... Sorry about that. The call on the phone took a bit longer than I thought. When I left Medical Center 9 to find you, I left some gifts behind on your behalf for those who rejected Ascendants. To get back to them before the magic on you is gone and save those who you want to save. Appreciate the gifts of the Ascension Network. Then find me afterward. Waking up from his long trip down memory lane, though he can still feel the physical pain from the memories of him dying. Lithos. He shouts for the Ascendant, but Lithos is gone after leaving behind his warning. The Medical Center. If Lithos was telling the truth, the Medical Center 9 must be in great danger right now. Even though he knows it's likely a trap, no one cannot allow the corrupted to slaughter the people there. I'm sorry. I can't stay here. Okay. Almost there. Hope it's not too late. Alright, that accounts for most of his stuff, but that doesn't still account for everything. Because again, he's still the same guy who helped us stall the twins for time. So how did he survive that? Is the question. Okay, kind of. Sorry about that, I had to answer it. Why are they even trying to attack? They're not even looking at me. Talba, why is everyone out here? Because the corrupt arrived earlier than your support. It's not safe in the medical center. Let me help. Shit, getting seriously damaged right now. Where are the others? They took the side path and left. Most of the people who stayed here were severely injured. Many are dead. Not far away from us. I'll watch the entrance. You go and check those injured. Hang in there. I'll take you to the medical center. You attracted the Ascendant here. Put everyone in danger. Hey. Bitching wasn't my fault. It's you. The Ascendant you and Talbot have been waiting for will be here soon. Then what about the ability to control the corrupted? Can do nothing but get us killed. Ah, great, even more. Shit, I'm running out of help too. Good, that didn't take me. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, come on. You assholes. Shit. Ah, shit. Stop looking. Damn it. Gotta make sure we survive. Nope. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Come on, get this. Nope. Oh my god. Wait, what? Ah, we received comes from Lillian. They were corrupted on the path they took as well. If we don't do something, everyone's gonna die. You do something, your ascendant power. I can't control that power. It's not working. I didn't make contact with the Ascendant to get everyone killed. Help. Oh shit. Ow. Nope. Sorry, man. Ah, shit. I knew I should have dodged it. Damn. Young man departs alone, leaving the road paved with the red tide and crimson vital fluid behind. Chilling breeze carries quiet sobbing from a distant alleyway, whispering the tragic tales of the survivors. Not be long before the red tide floods this place. I was about to catch up with the retreating groups to check on them before realizing that he might just lead more disasters to their few remaining survivors. In the end, all he could do was leave. He feels an intense pain from his chest. Vital fluid is dripping from the tear of his frame. Stopped the corrupted from going for the wounded, the powerless descendant gave it his all in that endless battle. His fragile armor broke after receiving several hits, revealing the underlying mechanical structure. One could feel his internal parts exposed to the air through the gap in his chest. Not escape the red tide the next time he's attacked. What should he do next? What do you want to be in the future, Noah? In the future? Yeah, a dream. Or a plan. Or something. Something you want for yourself. In the future? I want to make manga, telling fantastic and legendary stories. Become one of those down-to-earth, hardworking people. I want to be a righteous and reliable doctor. Stop causing others trouble and holding them back. Most importantly, I want to change this hopeless world. I want to make sure I can survive on my own so that I won't let Mom and Rachel down. Seriously? What? If that's the future you want, why do you look so miserable? I suppose they're just difficult to achieve. The no one I know doesn't give up just because something's hard. And what you really want is to become a hero, isn't it? Don't be ridiculous. But you've always wanted to turn this place around and help everyone. How can you give up on something like this? It's engraved in your soul. It's engraved on my soul? Yeah, it's leaking from your soul through your skin. It's written here on your forehead. Can't even laugh about it. I'm going to ask you again. What do you want to be in the future, Noan? The future? Oh, I want to protect everyone. I want to become a hero. A single wrong choice has sent reality down the opposite path. How can I even achieve his compromised dreams now? The kid who wanted to become a hero is now a sinner. Responsible for hurting innocent people. You're nearby, right? Lithos? Taba believed the power of Ascendance could save everyone, even on his dying breath. Just like how Rachel believed her terminal could save no one, letting him rebuild the cargo crew into rebellion. Didn't listen to Rachel and chose to fight on. Because of that, the people's sacrifices were in vain. Their dreams are erased. Is he gonna repeat that same mistake? As long as I can change something. He's willing to give up the dream he engraved on his soul. Is he willing to give up his soul and set foot on the path he abhorred? That thought comforting him, no one enters the dark forest. But what if this path is unalterable as well? The things he's seen and the lives devoured by the red tide are plainly declaring their plans. Give up the weak to the filtering. When someone becomes part of them, it seems obvious how much freedom and space he'll actually get to act as he wishes. Major chose to work with those in power, and she ended up being constrained by them. Which occurred, a slight accident could end up hurting the people he cares about the most, regretting it for the rest of his life. No, that's not what I want. Don't hear a muffled voice somewhere from behind. Ascendant? The voice is asking something anxiously. Ascendant. Whoever's seen the scene of slaughter and how the people were attacked would reasonably suspect that the only person who made it out alive was the culprit. Don't move, put down. While still being pursued. That's why Noah must not stop. If his anomaly goes haywire again, he cannot tell if it will fail or get out of control. He doesn't wish to hurt another person with it. He must hurry. Once across the street lamp ahead, Noah will enter the vast darkness ahead. Be free to welcome his ending in the unknown land alone. Noah should not have stopped, but gunshots replaced the voice behind him, grazing his shoulder, leaving behind 2 lines of blood. A sudden sharp pain pulls Noah out of his head, wakes him from his chaotic mind. Finally hears what the voice is saying. It's your last warning. Stay there. Last warning? Be forced to shoot you, you insist on going to the Ascendants. Does the owner of the voice think no one's one of the deserters? Fair. For self-mocking smile, no one slowly looks up. If that was your last warning, then I ask of you, don't miss next time. All the regrets that have been slumbering in his lost memories merge with the sin he's about to commit, paving the path to the future. His soul has died, never give up his dreams, now awaiting his body to perish along with it. If that's the case, no one sees no fault in entrusting his fate to the duty-bound executioner. What's wrong? Why don't you shoot? Are you the construct who lost his memories back in the base? I am. What happened at the medical center? You're asking me? There's no one else here. Do you think I'll tell the truth? I trust my judgment. Our main objective this time is to investigate Ascendants and deserters. We received a rescue request during our mission. We detected Ascendant activities in the vicinity. The people in Medical Center 9 told us there was a deserter working with the Ascendants. Are you talking about you? Perhaps. Perhaps. Young man nods, detailing his journey and the person before him. You were made by the Ascendants? I was. So this isn't voluntary. I don't think it means I should be forgiven. As long as the anomaly in me can't be kept under control, it could easily hurt others again. Stop that from happening, I believe. What if it can be controlled? That was the idea. I was gonna find that ascendant and seek help regarding how to control this power. No. I'm asking you to go to Babylonia with me. The researchers there can fix your anomaly. Researchers? You don't wish to hurt the innocent. Then stop running and following the ascendants. You can still choose. I can still choose? You can choose to go with me to Babylonia and live. Or you can choose to die here before you become an ascendant. Does that count as me still being able to choose? I'm sorry. Those are all the options I can offer. I can't just watch on when another ascendant is about to be born. Aren't you worried that I'll hurt you or your friends after I come with you? I trust my team. Can I ask you something then? Go ahead. If I go to Babylonia like you ask, but the researchers there fail to do anything about me, and I lose my chance to gain the power to control the punishing virus that Tabat or the other deserters of yours had wished for, along with the ability to help others, is it still the correct choice if I give up the power to change simply for what I consider righteous? That's not the power to change. That's you giving in. The researcher's momentary setback doesn't mean there won't be any progress. Every perished soul here died to bring change to our hopeless present. A hopelessness that was caused by the punishing virus and the ascendants. You wish to become their accomplice in exchange for that power. It's a betrayal and an insult to those who lost their lives. But you already knew that, didn't you? I did. That answer brought me nothing but confusion. It still does if I'm being honest. Even if he understands it, the old dream that sank his heart like an iceberg refuses to melt. Do you agree with the filtering the Ascendants insisted on? Of course I don't. Even the most ordinary lives are equally powerful. They all deserve the right to live and die freely as they wish. No one should get to make the scale that judges a person's worthiness to live. Then trust that humans have progressed past that. Trust our progress will lead you to the future you seek. Even if it's gonna take a while. Didn't your message say that you'd hate to turn down my invitation after all? Time to keep your word. My message? The end of the message you wrote. I'd hate to turn down your invitation. Once I regain my memories, I'll find you and everyone else who's trusted me to explain who I am. What a time to bring that up. Since I want you to come with me. Alright. Even with all the worries and doubts regarding going to Babylonia, no one decides to follow his soul's guidance, choosing one of the few available choices. I'll go to Babylonia with you. No one drags his heavily wounded body forward, slowly approaching you. Just as he's about to cross the dimmed street lamp and hold your hands, he feels a sharp pain on his back. Vital fluid spills from his mouth. He has to exert himself to turn his scarred shoulder to notice the purple figure behind. Lithos, you... Why? You can't leave me at a time like this. Who are you? Lithos doesn't answer. Instead, his gaze fixed on you as he hides behind the wounded Owen. Grey Raven. You know the Grey Raven symbol? You're a human from Grey Raven. A commandant? Ravenge? You know the previous Grey Raven commandant? Ravenge. That man is dead. Lithos quickly puts out the short sword he used to stab no one before rushing toward you. Lithos, stop! No Nolan tries to stop Lithos, but his frame's too damaged to function properly.
It's a surprise that you're still standing, given how broken you are. That won't do anything.
Lithos easily dodges a shot to see if he can predict the trajectories of the bullets. As you're about to enter combat with the unknown construct where your delicate flesh and blood, a familiar figure pops out of nowhere. That's between you and countering the enemy striker for a blade.
Lithos!
His identity, his name, and his character are all known to her. She therefore doesn't hesitate to attack the frail-looking figure unrelentingly. Puts Lithos back with her aggressive strikes.
Lucia.
For some reason, Lithos looks amazed before being lost in confusion.
Wait. You're already...
You know who that is, Lucia?
I've mentioned him to you, Commandant. He's the Ascendant that Commandant Ravage connected to.
Wait, that's him?
That's right. He didn't look like this when I met him back then.
Oh! Oh, was that when he had already betrayed them by that point? Oh, for the Ascended Project, right? Oh. Damn. I thought we'd get a callback to that. Or maybe it's from a different thing, like maybe an interlude or something that I haven't been through. Can he shapeshift like Lamia?
I think he just changed his coding. His face and his frame are still the same. It was my mistake not making sure you were actually dead before. I wasn't the only person who wasn't actually dead, was I? I remember now. The Lucia who became an Ascendant, and you. We were both awakened in the same way. But unlike you, the other me was actually dead. Tell me, why are you here, Lucia? We received a rescue request. I assumed the corrupted that trapped those people were your doing. Did you save them? Of course I did. Even the people from the nearby bases came to help. I don't know why you were targeting them, but rest assured most of them have been treated and safely transferred away. That's fine. I don't need them anymore, now that it's come to this. I'm not letting you go today, no matter what you're planning. If you're here, then your paper crane is also nearby, isn't it? You still remember her? Bring it out. I'll take care of both of you at the same time. No, forgive me, Lucia. I found a way to coexist with humans now. I won't make the mistake I made all those years ago. You found a way. What is it? A secret, for now. I'm only searching for companions who can travel this way with me. Once it's complete, I would gladly die. I won't believe you again. Kill me here if you want. I'll still wake up as I did before. Let's not waste time on these meaningless fights. Don't you run away!
Lucia dashes forward and strikes. Right before her blade hits Lithos, her vision suddenly becomes a kaleidoscope of lights. Images reflecting and refracting as they're filtered through a cracked gemstone. Everything is stored, and Lucia can't even focus on her sight.
My visual module is being interfered with. I told you to stop your meaningless struggle. This is for your own good.
Once again, he dodges your bullets easily.
This is just a trick on our visual modules? Sleep in this dream I've weaved.
Dark illusions appear as countless corpses reach out from beneath the earth, hands dragging and pulling Lucia backward. A giant snake-shaped machine descends from the sky afterward, turning into a giant immaculate chair and lifting Lithos and Noah.
That's the sound of his paper crane. Watch out, Commandant. Relax. I'm not going to hurt you two. I'll see you next time, our new Grey Raven Commandant.
Damn. So we were finally about to get him on the team. Let's see how far it progressed. Oh, alright, nice. 70, not bad. Okay, yeah, I definitely think we can finish this today. This interference has sent no one back into the void between torment and rebirth. Yet there's a very long dream, so long that it encompasses his whole life. But that is only in an instant, a river at time. Lasting but 21 years in an age that doesn't seem to end. The infinite darkness is the sound of blood dripping. The absurd scenery scatters with the ripples, echoing in a fictitious dream. cries, whispers, and prayers of many form a chain that threatens to tear his soul apart. To the extent of struggle, his panicking body eventually stops resisting, as the corpses drag him into the crystal ocean. How many times has this process been repeated? To lose his memories before starting with a blank page again. Fragments of his memories drip down his cheek alongside the trail of blood. He hears the voice in his ears. You wish to become their accomplice in exchange for that power. It's a betrayal and an insult to those who lost their lives.
Regret? No, I don't regret anything.
What happened after they threw him off the train? His memory is still incomplete. Yeah, I figured it wasn't done yet.
Good, you're okay. The field? Where the hell did you go this time? You've got cuts and bruises all over you. Mom? How are you doing? Me?
Trying to move his body, only discover he's in so much pain he can't even lift a finger.
I told you should have given Ashley the evidence. I'm sorry. What do I say to your mother now that you ended up like this? Why would you learn how to compromise? Ask people for help if you can't do it yourself. But you're all gone. Who do I ask? Summer, Mom, Rachel, Aunt Hill. What should I do? What should I do? Help me. You'll have to wake up first, knowing. Is this a dream? In my dream, you're all dead. Will everything get better if I wake up? Looking at you being silly. That part isn't a dream.
His eyes open in the infinite darkness. Gasping for air, Noah's hit by an excruciating pain in his chest and groans in agony. Hey, Doc, he's awake.
Lucky bastard. Am I alive?
You bet. I saved you. You wouldn't believe your fortune. The rope on you wrapped around a pillar after it snapped, cushioning your fall before you lay down on a pile of snow. And your toy Firefly somehow blocked a shot to your chest. Still broke a few ribs from the impact, though. Including your other injuries, you're probably spending the next 3 months in this hospital bed.
Why didn't you save me?
The Royals were partially responsible for the risk you took. Leader wanted me to apologize to you on her behalf. She's not able to help you openly for now. She couldn't bring any change to the lower level all these years despite her wish. The person who started a fire shouldn't die in the cold. It's the least she can do for you. I paid for everything here. Messed up, get better, and wait for our good news.
Good news?
The leader said she wouldn't let everyone's sacrifice be in vain.
What will that do?
There was this line from an old poem. You heard of it? Earth, the traveler's tavern, lament, the traveler's song. This is how I understand it. Everything in this world comes to an end eventually. It's pointless to expect something at the end of your journey. The journey is the point. It's up to you what you find in yours. Oh, one more thing. I was in a hurry when I came down to save you. Ashar might figure out that you're still alive. I told the people in the base that you're just some random innocent stranger lying on the road. I offered some hush money to make sure news doesn't get out. Still, watch out for yourself. I gotta head back to Leader now. I'll see you when I see you.
See ya.
Trees about to end the snowstorm. The ground's covered in blood and human limbs can be found everywhere. Noah's pursued by countless shadowy figures and he tries to escape along a dark, narrow path. Before he knows it, he suddenly falls landing in a crimson swamp. Noah finds himself growing a pair of wings that cannot fly. He struggles, steps futile and unsightly. Legion of raging hands grabs his body, dragging him down into the infinite abyss. Being hunted, running away, then falling. The dream keeps repeating itself. No one will often wake up in the middle of the night in a panic, staying at the unfamiliar dark room that houses him. Then he'll fall asleep again from the pain of his unhealed wounds. revisiting the haunting nightmare. After he realizes he's the only person who dies in this dream, he starts to feel blissful about his torture and death in his nightmare. Even a dream of thorns is better than the real world. The line between dream and reality starts to blur in the twilight hours. He has no idea how long this cycle of waking and dreaming has lasted. Having lost everything, he seeks the slightest hint of warmth in his dreams while allowing his body to be trapped in extended slumber. Only when he hears a baby crying in a distant ward and visitors filling the space with the scent of food and sweat does no one feel a warmness in the air. The doctor chuckles while placing a blossoming flower by no one's bed. That's when no one realizes he has wasted a lot of time waiting and withering. Well, it's the train. How long until the good news the young consort mentioned? Manages to sit in the hospital bed despite his condition and calls faintly for the staff member from the base who's passing by.
Excuse me? Is there news about Aslam recently?
You mean news about the incident?
Yes.
The official story was that it was a man-made disaster. The cargo crew was discontent at the upper levels management and planned a riot. A mole leaked the cargo crew's plan and forced their hand, so they had to blow up the train and cause the whole thing.
That's the official story?
Yep. I heard the name of the mole was Assad. He stayed around their chief captain for over a decade to avenge his parents. The guy picked up quite the moment to leak their plan and took down the whole cargo crew with him. You got it wrong. The mole's name was Noah. They didn't disclose it publicly, but I heard it from a guy in the cargo crew yesterday. So don't blame the wrong guy. The cargo crew just started recruiting not too long ago. That many new people in their ranks, I know everything you heard from them is accurate. Who cares what the mole's called? What happened to him? Some said he was dead. Some said he lived. You heard anything, you can even trade information for supplies with the guards who were coming. Going among them, some of the staff members walk away, leaving no one alone. It's like Brink around himself, mustering any warmth that he can gather as he shivers. Opening his eyes, he returns once again to the empty carriage. The lingering light and dusk coats the scenery outside the window. His presence wavering as the train marches ahead. Everything here is more real than the real world.
How have you been lately?
Lately?
Yeah, you told me it was spring the last time you were here. You said you'd gotten better and found a temporary job at the base. So, how have you been?
How many times has he had this dream?
Any news on the cargo crew?
They've been recruiting.
Sounds about right. Cargo crew only works when they got enough people.
The cargo crew member who came here said that the situation on the train's gotten better.
Is that so? Are you going back then, now that things are better?
I can't go back now. Ashlar is still hunting me. There's no place for me on the train.
Did we really make the correct choice?
Even if Aslam is changing for the better, even if the future we dreamed of will one day come true, what's the point of it when none of you are here anymore? What's the point of me staying here? He questioned himself with the phantoms before him. Shouldn't I go find you?
You've got something you still need to do, haven't you?
What?
You haven't found me yet. I'll be waiting for you at City 74, Noah. I gave you the details on the route, right?
Summer.
What's wrong? Will you tell me if you're really alive? But I've been here the whole time. Except I know that.
This is just a dream.
Why are you still fiddling with the wound above your eye? It's almost been a year and your wound still hasn't fully healed. You have to stop picking that scab or you'll blind yourself eventually.
It's been a year already?
Yeah. I think you should see a psychiatrist. You can't keep checking if you're awake this way every time. Something's gonna go wrong eventually.
I'm sorry.
Is there a reason you came here today? Oh, recruitment asked me to talk to you since we know each other. You've been here for almost a year. What's your plan? You can't keep doing odd jobs here and there.
The money from the young construct allowed no one to recover in the base for half a year. After these wounds healed, no one started performing random chores for the base like a bumblebee. Looked after the greenhouse, cleaned the streets, fixed the roofs, and even traveled beyond the base to scavenge for useful parts for broken machines. As long as the job did not demand precision and skill, no one would complete it on time, no matter how foul the work was. Still, don't you think that kid is weird? When did he show up? I don't think I remember either. He's one of the doctor's patients, I think. Started helping out after he recovered. Helping out? Sure. The kid does most of the chores for nothing but rations. So guess what happened to old John? He got rejected again. He's gonna die out there if he can't find a base with work he can do. What can you do about it? The boss likes the kid and says he does 4 people's worth of work on his lonesome. Crewmen can't hire more people even if they want to. What do you expect? I wouldn't hire some old man if I had the hard-working young lad working for me.
Isn't the cargo crew recruiting as well? Kid could have tried to work on the train even if he didn't have any professional skills.
Maybe escorting cargo is too dangerous for his taste. What a coward.
We have some positions available for full-time employment, but those are all senior roles. You're too young to be working with these odd jobs, like those desperate elderly folks. You've got choices. That convict back then just said he ran into you on his way when the train didn't have a place for more wounded. He never said anything about what would happen afterward. Is it possible for you to return? I'm not trying to kick you out. Just wondering if you have better plans. Of course, you can stay here if you don't.
I know. Thank you, Doc.
You thought about where to go?
I have. I'll be leaving tomorrow.
That quickly? You're not pushing yourself too hard or doing it out of spite, are you?
I'm not. Don't worry.
In that case, don't forget to get your pay for the last 6 months at recruitment tomorrow. At least get some food for the road. Stop picking your scab no matter where you go, you hear me?
Got it, Doc. Thanks. Takes his heavy backpack the next day, setting off on his own as the people from the base watch on. Soon joins the scavengers, traveling back and forth between cities and slowly heading to City 74, where Field disappeared. Then one day, as the winter snow melts again and the weather gets warmer, Noah runs into a familiar figure in an empty alleyway unexpectedly.
So you're still alive, huh? Don't you remember? It's the second time we've met. It's been too long. I heard about what happened on the train. Fooled by a mole, huh? Didn't see that coming. I suppose losing was inevitable when you guys were forced to fight before you were prepared. I think Ashlar is still searching for the surviving core members. Judging from the way you look, guess you aren't going back anytime soon, are you?
Oh. So what, they're all on the run? I thought they all would have been made an example of. Well, no, then again, he did say he was exiling them, but then what would be the point of looking for them? Doesn't do anything. Especially since the claim that he had because the terminal is destroyed would be illegitimized. Cannot go back indeed. What about you? Why aren't you at the base, Beth?
Don't call me that.
There's immediately a scowl on her face.
That old bastard. Beth lied to me about being my grandfather all these years.
Mr. Beth isn't your grandfather? But you two did look similar.
Shut up. I have nothing to do with Beth anymore. I never should have. Don't call me by that name again.
Damn, what the hell happened between them?
Bella, what happened? I don't want to talk about it. Either way, I can't go back now. And that base doesn't concern me anymore.
Where are you going then?
I'm gonna find my mother. Just found out she's still alive. She escaped the old bastard when I was very young. So I don't know where she is right now. What about you? Where are you heading? City 74? On foot? You're probably mad, aren't you? How long would that take? 1 or 2 years, I suppose. You... Forget it. Not there's something better to do. Do you want to go together? I'm only searching for my mother on the way, after all. Safety in numbers and all that. Oh, right. I never asked your name. You were doing business with the cargo crew and you don't know my name? They only ever called you Captain, Four Eyes, Googly, or Rachel's boy. When did anyone call me Googly? How could I remember what you were called when there were so many people and nicknames in the cargo crew? The only thing I remember is the names of the culprits from the official report. Assad, Barbara, Noah, and Rachel herself. Is one of those names yours? I don't have a name. Even the Ken fodder in games have a name like Slime or something. Why wouldn't you have a name? You can call me Slime then. People only throw their names away when they want to forget their past. Are you one of those people? You shouldn't forget it. Even if what happened on the train took away everything, you shouldn't let go of the memories of them. Give me a sec, I'll be right back. What about Shrek? My mom used to call me Shrek. Sure. Belle can tell he's hiding something, but she doesn't press any further. She also has her own secrets she wants to keep hidden. Right. I got something I need your help with. One of them has buried his past and future underneath a horrible winter. Now an empty shell and a walking dead. The other is fearlessly hidden the shame of being lied to for 24 years and willing to let it be brought up. Two people and their secrets begin their journey to City 74. Don't you think you've gone too far? On 25th day after they start traveling together, the apathetic soul realizes he may still be able to feel anger. What? I'm trying to arrive at City 74. Not spending the last 25 days drawing a portrait of your mom for your memories. I need to find her, but I don't have a photo of her. Getting you to draw a picture of her sounds like a solid plan to me. And you owed me one, remember? I haven't practiced drawing since I joined a cargo crew. There's no way I can satisfy your unreasonable demands. I'm just asking you to raise her eyebrows. You asked me to move them lower 5 minutes ago. Can you make them a little bit higher while you make them a bit lower? Why is it so hard for you to understand what I'm describing? How about now? It still doesn't feel right. Forget the brows for now. Can you make your eyes look a little to the left and a little to the right? Bitch, are you stupid? I remember that her hair was gentle and bountiful like ripened grapevines. The fuck you mean? And her gaze was shimmering like ripples on a lake. That doesn't help me understand anything. Who told you I could draw? Rachel? Have you considered that she might be joking? I have no idea how to even hold a pen. That's not possible. She had a drawing you made when you were young in her bag. And you learned to describe her face this way. Below is the book in her hand. A collection of essays about the author's reflections on life. First chapters filled with passages that depict the beauty of her female lead character. Her eyes were like apples kissed by gunpowder, reflecting the dusk that the abandoned swan missed. I think my mom was right about compromising on things you're powerless to do. I decided to give up on drawing starting today. I won't fantasize about making a living out of it anymore. Are you always this agonized when you create? Or is it because you haven't practiced enough? I'm always like this. But you still owe me one. Rachel said she wanted you to keep drawing after you left the cargo crew, didn't she? I'm giving you the tools to fulfill your dreams. Keep practicing. Hard work beats talent any day. I'm sure you can do it. So what's wrong with that? I find your inner life much richer than before. Unlike the Walking Dead that you were when I first ran into you. You did a good job reviving me by making me roll over in my grave. Stop complaining. Keep an open mind. Let's go. Lowers her hand with great panache, making her way toward the place they agreed upon 50 days ago. Once the journey begins, time becomes a whirlwind passing by. Two of them join the scavengers searching for supplies and information with their skills while helping each other on the way. The painful memories from their past have been neatly tucked away within them, becoming secrets they never speak of. Not that they speak with each other often, they only talk when absolutely necessary. They only start chatting again when the next winter comes. They start talking about books they've read. One of them loves manga while the other loves self-help books, so their interests barely overlap. Still, they only start talking because of books. Do your self-help books teach you not how to sound like a jerk? By all means, well. Owen started to avoid sleeping after losing his way and
separate dreams from reality. He's afraid of losing himself once again in his old dreams. Worried, no one often sits all night by himself until the sun rises. Thinking sleep, he starts struggling with their journey during the day after a while. To see no one pass out once during their travel, Bella started making sure he sleeps.
I wasn't expecting to be a mother this young. Can you take better care of yourself?
You're free to let me be.
Look, I'm not as good as an ex-cargo captain. Or ex-cargo captain when it comes to handling troubles on the road, alright? Do you know how much harder it is for me to survive you drop dead now?
No one doesn't want to worry her. He still struggles to sleep normally, so he ends up learning to pretend to snore. He can only confront the long night peacefully if Bella's calmly asleep. The tiny journey continues for a long time. Come across many ruins during countless sunsets, searching for the signs of life in dark, empty alleyways. When the Fireflies take flight in the forest on a summer night, no one remembers an old melody he has repressed deep inside. Only then does he learn to use his mechanical firefly to anchor himself to reality. Finally finds respite from his prolonged torment. Okay, good. So we are getting context that Shrek hadn't become a construct at that point yet. Good, because I was going to say, it was like, I'm pretty sure Shrek would have at least been somewhat capable in combat against the twins. Even if that was the case. Plus, the way he was acting made him seem more human, considering he acted more of his emotions back down the train when dealing with the twins. So I was getting kind of confused about that. Spies begin to cover the wilderness as spring arrives. Bella finally finds the news that she's been searching for before they're about to reach City 74. And I've seen that person before.
Really?
It must be 4 years ago. It was raining and she was holding an injured child, trying to convince the staff of the conservation area to take her kid. It's hard to forget something like that.
A child?
Yeah, 3-year-old boy she said she saved on her way. Fortunate the kid had a fever and passed away that night.
Do you know what her name is and where she is now?
Her name? I can try the old records. Seem to recall her putting her name down as the kid's sole guardian. Ah, here we go. Elena Bella. It was the September 4 years ago. She was a member of Bumblebee.
Elena Bella. That name. It has to be her.
Bumblebee from 4 years ago? Where's she now? Who knows? Bumblebees are rare nowadays. The effect of the incident is quite long-lasting, isn't it? It's fine, to be honest. There's still lots of folks on the train. Jamila made sure to give everyone rations ever since she took over. People are still plenty hungry, but no one's dead. How many died back then? Thousands, maybe? Tens of thousands, according to some. No one gives the same answer since most who witnessed the incident didn't live to tell the tale. It wasn't easy to rebuild the cargo crew. Boss loves to say we should focus on the future. Boss, who's in charge of the cargo crew now? Nino. Oh, so Nino did survive. Alright, at least someone did.
Nino? He's still alive? But wasn't Ashlar hunting down the core members of the cargo crew after the incident? How did Nino get to be in charge?
Because Jamila is calling the shots now. Nino didn't really have anything to do with them all. He was protecting the people in the back carriages at the end. So Ashlar hasn't managed to get anything on him. I see.
This is probably the other reason, right? Why she never told anyone.
Rachel, right?
Because the more disconnected they are from the whole plan, the more likely the chance that they can just survive, even if their plan was to fail. Because that was the whole point. That no one was supposed, in the worst case scenario, no one was to use her death as like a bargaining chip to have the remaining people stay alive. So that was probably another part to that plan. Maybe. Or it could just be wishful thinking, but hey, at least someone lived. And I see, yeah, this is probably when Jamila was finally to establish a bit of herself even more in like the governing system that Aslam had. Maybe not to the same level as Ashlar, but
At least she was actually doing more stuff directly compared to before.
Jama's calling the shots now? What happened?
Babylonia's bases on the surface slowly became reluctant to work with Ashlar since the incident, and the aristocrats who were supporting him started to distance themselves over the last few years.
Why?
Rumor is that he sent assassins to the aristocrats that refused to follow his orders, even blamed their deaths on the cargo crew. For real? I heard the cargo crew was responsible. Either way, his barbaric deeds were gradually exposed. Anyone with half a brain knew to stay away from him. The only ones still under his control are the ones he has leverage on. I see. So again, this is still taking part after the whole thing with no one being cast off from the train. And again, before Babylonia had actually made contact with Agdalek, with the commandant of Grey Raven. That bastard doesn't care who he hurts anymore. He went after the maintenance crew not too long ago. The fucking maintenance crew. Only a girl named Sophia survived and became a construct. Oh! So that's why Sophia is so dedicated to Jamala. I see. Very interesting. Because I was thinking, right? Because it's like Changyu was the only noticeable construct from that time. It's like Jamala's so devoted. It's like you would think she would have been like an OG for Jamala. I was like, no. I see. So that's why she went to such an extent. That bastard's gonna get thrown off a speeding Aslan one day. Anyway, things are better than they were. Perhaps if the old cargo crew waited, they could have lived to see Ashlar's downfall. No one needed to die. It wasn't worth getting so many killed. Done with your bullshit. Do you think Ashlar could have fallen this far without their sacrifices? What are you talking about? Didn't they fail? Sure, but that doesn't make what they did meaningless. What could be the point of their failures? Ashlar had the people and the guns back then. He even had those Ord-shaped military mechanoids that could defeat a construct. Who would dare to challenge him? If it weren't for the cargo crew and Bumblebee dismantling Ashlar's shining armor with their lives, he wouldn't have fallen as far as he has now. Would you have done anything if someone had a gun to your head, even if you knew they were some villainous bastard? Wow. So in the end, his choice actually did make a difference. Again, maybe not immediately, but it's progress. I never wanted to discuss this sort of thing with you guys. You were seriously pissing me off. Where do you think your freedom comes from, if not on top of their dead bodies? I was just a kid from the lower level when everything went down back then. I didn't join the cargo crew or the fight. I did see the corpses and blood that paved the carriages. I still dream about that day, even now. There's no forgetting it. You lot love to complain about Ashlar as anti-royalist nowadays, but guess what? They were so much worse back then. The guards would murder people in broad daylight. Do you know why Babylonia refused to work with Ashlar? Do you know how his dirty deeds got exposed? It was the evidence a core member presented that tore down his empire bit by bit. That terminal might have been broken back then, delaying the trial for a few years. But the bill comes due. It didn't get better over time naturally. People had to pave that road with their corpses. You should have called them fucking heroes. Not wondering their sacrifices were worth it. How many of the old cargo crew remain? Those people were either dead, hiding from Ashlar, blamed for crimes they didn't commit. Do you think surviving that ordeal is any better? I remember seeing Captain Nino the last time I looked for him, sitting in the dark beside his desk with a hand-knitted sweater in his hands. God knows what he was thinking. For Shauna, maybe. As long as Ashlar remains on the train and the punishing virus threatens our home, the duty that the old cargo crew and Bumblebee passed to us is not complete. We're a long way from victory. No sacrifices are in vain. I'm sorry, Cap. I wasn't thinking. Alright, did it get out your system? These kids have no idea about what happened in the past. Good enough that they're listening to you. By the way, I heard that Ashlar was recruiting people with his blessing boxes again a few days ago. Searching for something called Ascendance. Something about being immune? Ah, I see. This one he started to turn even more desperate. How did you know about that? You guys are pretty loud. Ascendants? Ashlar's been preaching about them. I have no idea where he learned it from. He wouldn't shut up about the Ascendants when the heterozygote fell on the train a couple days ago. Who knows what his agenda is? Oh! Oh, so this is when that happened. Oh no, so this is relatively around the present. Heterozygote? Yeah. It was a giant monster that fell from the sky. Super dangerous. Okay, it is. Now we're getting close to that present where we had that chapter in Aslam. This would have been after the events at the space station, when we were working together with Ayla and Watanabe. What happened to it? It was destroyed. Babylonia sent some folks down to smash it. Ashlar certainly made a clown of himself that day. How so? He was scheming, hoping to make a fuss about the heterozygote and the rumored Ascendants. Then Sophia, the construct little girl, stepped up and said she'd make a world that wouldn't need the train or Babylonia anymore. Even when she had no idea how to do it yet. What happened next? People were generally moved by her words. Anything she said made more sense than Ashlar's crap. Stop speaking things you don't know. You can say how much those people had planned ahead of time. Just enjoying the fact that Ashlar finally fell flat on his face. Have you heard of the tale calling a deer a horse? Ah. After acquiring the precise details, the two of them make their way to City 74 overnight, right before the train reaches the station in the city. I can't believe she's on the train. But then, that makes sense, doesn't it? Where else would someone without a home go? Not to mention that she had to hide from the old bastard Beth. Aslam would be her only choice. Bella holds the creased portrait in her hand, staring at the empty station. You and Rachel asked me to join the cargo crew back then. Would I have found her sooner if I agreed? There's no way to go back in time. Stop wasting time regretting it. Let's figure out how to find her as quickly as we can when we board the train later. Anxiously, Bella clenches her fist. Stand there silently, waiting until the signal for the train's approach starts blinking. Hope you find what you're looking for. Do you want me to ask around for you? The train isn't going to stay for long, so prioritize your search first, unless you're planning to leave with it. Where are you going? I'm taking a walk. You come back, we'll meet at Base South 3 in City 74. Near the station, no one hurriedly traverses the ruined landscape. Between the forest coated mist and the morning light, you feel a hint of warmth in the wind, except to find the surroundings brimming with greenery. He's returned to City 74, 7 years after Field disappeared. Don was looking for Field before the cargo crew's rebellion started, but his missions kept getting in the way. Even when they had the chance to come to City 74, he couldn't find anything. No one's more or less aware of a certain possibility, having read Rachel's terminal during the time in his cell. Still, he follows the route Rachel marked and retreads the cargo crew's trail from several years ago. It's not the first time no one walks this road. He was in City 74 during his first year of the cargo crew. He wanted to sneak away in the dark to look for Field that night, but Rachel found out. I know what you're trying to do, but we still have a mission tomorrow morning. I won't let you delay our schedule. You can head out first without me. And let the corrupted here tear you apart? Do you really think you're capable of operating on your own already? Maybe I can't, but I won't compromise on this. Staying together doesn't make it any safer. Just look at Bancroft. He wouldn't have kept losing his cargo and disappeared if people weren't ignoring him. I'm sorry. Was I wrong? Have you always felt that way? Yes. Ever since Field disappeared.
A lot of people helped you look for him that night. A lot? That wasn't true. Most people chose to ignore it. I'm grateful for everyone who chose to help that day, but I'll never forgive. I can let you look for him. I can even let you leave the cargo crew so you can stay away from us. The people you won't forgive and trust. But don't you forget the real reason Field and Bancroft disappeared. Don't you forget why Julie died. Do you want to go on such a futile hunt while ignoring the root of the problem? If he is alive, he'll have a life of his own by now. He won't need your sympathy. If he's dead, what's the point of finding him? I just want to know his whereabouts. Now is not the time. What are you gonna do when you find him? Apologize to him and then sneak back? Stop arguing with Rachel. Come with me. Before he knows it, no one's already deep in the forest. Captain Shauna. If he had not listened to Shauna back then, he would have certainly kept going with resentment and a wall around him. You don't have to forgive them if you don't want to. Sorry? People are complicated. You can't expect everyone to be equally virtuous, can you? This agreement between us is nothing new. We all have a line we don't cross. We all done things that cross others. But I want you to understand that most people on the lower levels stick together for one goal. You give up on that goal and other people because you can't forget them, you just become that lonesome orphan child once more. What's the difference between that and abandoning what Field left you? Do you remember Hill? Would you hate her just because she didn't help you when you got into a fight? We're just people. We're all flawed in our own ways. Growing up means you had to learn to accept that people aren't perfect. Unity and diversity. Is that so? Smart kid. Captain Shauna. Do you trust Captain Rachel? You little punk. Give me a taste of my own medicine. I've heard some stories. I don't know if they're true or not. I trust that part of her that can be trusted. Do you understand what I mean? To trust Captain Rachel's dedication to her dream? The dream we all share? Attaboy. Her dedication to overthrowing the upper level is genuine. I can count on that, despite her imperfections. I see. Shauna was always the opposite of Rachel in no one's eyes. Rachel always focused on the parts of a person that she could question, while Shauna always found the parts she could trust. No one learned the law in the years he grew up around them. Eventually, his favorite shape of himself took form. You've both left me such gifts. Such regrets. However you put it, isn't the expiration date of this regret of yours a bit too far away? Don't you want to move on sooner? Not the worst thing to have something to remember. Sometimes you need people or things you care about to anchor you, or you'll break. Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience. What do you expect? For real? I don't understand why you'd want your past to haunt you. Isn't it easier to let it go? How can you determine the road ahead without the experience of your past? Just keep the experience then. Stop talking nonsense. How do you get experience without experiencing things? How much can you learn by listening to other people's stories without getting your hands dirty? Even a vaccine requires a needle through your skin. Look at how history repeats itself. Most of the painful memories left the people's lives, they'd make the same mistake again. So, don't forget your scars. That was what you meant when you said rotten grass brings about fireflies, wasn't it? Yeah, dead weeds bear new lives. While the sky might be dark right now, the burning field will light up all the same. Life and death are an entangled spiral. You can only follow the light from the fireflies after you accept the sorrow death brings. All these things that all of you left behind. Your regrets, your hatred, your innovations, your dreams. I want to bring them all with me. These memories have shown me a way forward. The midday sun slowly retreats behind dark clouds, bringing forth the smell of rain. No stairs at the other end of the field. Countless weeds and wildflowers have grown from here to there. Are you here? No one enters the field searching for any trace of the past. Time frozen, his memories begins to flow again. Right now, it's... I don't get it. Oh. And just check if there's anything. Oh, okay, here. I don't know why it's not showing text. The truck drove through this place in the dark 7 years ago, long before it was covered in wild grass. This isn't the way to the base, is it? That road was blocked by some collapsed ruins. We had to go around it. Alright, we'll move up first then. At the same time, Field was hiding inside a crate, holding onto his crane nervously. I was not surprised to find shattered bones underneath the surface. There was not a rare sight of this ravaged land. The dead are buried in the soil, turning into nutrients for the vegetation. The vegetation in turn feeds the birds, the beasts, or maybe the starving passerby. No one. It calls helplessly, searching between the river trees and the crumbled rocks. I seriously don't get why the text isn't showing. No one calls helpless. Oh no, I see. One corruptor rushed toward the end of the convoy, knocking over one of the trucks. We had to stop. Protect the attacked truck. We can't. There are too many corrupted. We have to get out first. I can't lose more cargo. Bancroft hit the brakes, stopping the truck on the damp earth before leading his team of cargo crew toward the enemies, destroying their cargo in a hurry. What do we do? Let's go help them. So I'm guessing this is like the stuff that was left in the terminal, right? Like an explanation of the events that happened. Okay, here we go. No one stops in front of a disturbed field. Signs of battle remain despite all these years. You see broken blades, empty shells, and the remains of countless corrupted. He knows that he'll need to say goodbye if he keeps going. Is this really a good idea? He asks himself. He has been fooling himself on his journey. He could only keep going if he believed his friend was still alive. Field really is dead, where should no one go next, having lost everything? The battle lasted 20 minutes, but it felt like a lifetime. Rachel was right. Stopping here only caused more trucks to be attacked. Gunshots and howls filled the air as another truck was knocked over by a bionic mechanoid. The little cry inside the cargo, in comparison, was almost inaudible. To draw the corrupted away, Rachel ordered the convoy to retreat. The battle was over, several squads were about to turn and retrieve the cargo. That was when Rachel noticed a barely breathing figure buried underneath the heavy crates lit by the pale moonlight. Alright, let me see. It was 10 minutes before Bancroft arrived. Tired of mistake, Rachel made a cruel choice. Day and night slowly align across time. 3:16 a.m. Field woke up in an abandoned orchard. All he could find were darkness and Roman corrupted. 3:16. He wanted to cry for help, but his echo was all he could hear. He wanted to run, but he found his body slowly failing.
When he failed to feel the temperature of his blood with his hands, Field lay next to a small sapling, smiling gently at the cloud-covered sky.
Goodbye, Noah.
At that brief farewell, time forever stopped for him. 316, no one follows the old tracks and goes over the small hill, finding a desecrated orchard before. 2:16 p.m., most trees here are wilted, while the rest have been chopped down. But what did it mean hiding a mistake? The fact that the battle lasted so long because she didn't stop him that Rachel was hurt? Or no, maybe just to make sure that people didn't know the truth about the stuff being missing. Because, like, if nothing went missing when Bancroft was here with them, something would have been off, right? And again, he did say that they double-checked, but if the people were in on it, then that would also explain why Bancroft didn't know, because he probably trusted them, right? Oh shit, is that what Rachel did? To make sure Bancroft would leave so that no one would be on their trail of where the missing stuff went? Shit, if that's the case. Fuck me, what the hell, Rachel? Seriously, why did it take this long for me to actually read text? Only one tree remains at the border. Snowy flowers blossoming. Norman takes off his goggles as one of the flowers float toward him in the air. 7 years is enough for a person to be completely gone. Only a few pieces of fabric linger on its branches, rattling in the wind inside the quiet orchard. The bands on them look similar to Field's scarf. Henry wishes that the scarf was the only thing left behind in this place. Field was still laughing somewhere else. But this is the end of his dream. He can no longer fool himself. Pear blossoms. The dead has rotted and is reborn into a new life. Regretful it may be, life eventually finds a way back to the world. Is this tree alive because of you? Assam has been freed from its oppressors. Will that make you smile? He asks the silent earth. The earth doesn't answer. Have I found you? Damn. A light breeze blows past the waving branches, setting a few petals into Noah's palm. This is just wishful thinking, but he still carefully holds the petals in his palm, accepting the pear blossoms as an answer. It's been too long, Summer. I finally have the courage to face the truth. I'm finally brave enough to say goodbye. The corner of his mouth had not been raised for a very long time. Seeing the white petals in his palm, Noah forced himself to smile. Thank you. Thank you. He keeps repeating it as if trying to atone for the sorrow he feels. Still be a lonely child by Rachel's side if it were not for Field. And accepted by the people around him, he would still be haunted by a pain he didn't understand when his mother died, and angry at the world for its indifference. Field caused many gentle changes in Noah. Those changes eventually separated them forever. Now that they are reunited, Field's body's already been taken by the earth, reborn into new life. His soul, meanwhile, continues to live in the memories of his old friend. The memories in the Firefly you left me guide me to this day, showing me the path in the dark. I finally understand that death doesn't take away the meaning of what once was. It's just transformed, living on in another way. You are the light that casts away the darkness, the fire that melts the snow, the train that moves forward, and the reason I still live. Thank you, Summer. Thanks to the earth and the pear blossom once again. And goodbye. Damn, man. Like, seriously, nothing can go no one's way. Like, come on. I mean, at least one of the people survived. Like, you know, I can at least be glad for that, but still, that sucks. But yeah, I'm guessing that actually is what Rachel had done, right? She had left him there because like I said, she didn't want Bancroft to realize, okay, what's the difference this time as opposed to last time regarding the missing supplies, especially if he was in charge of it, especially when he has like the Aesops there, because it's like if Rachel were involved and Assad too, then the blame wouldn't fall onto them. Or no, the blame would be like if they were missing because they had been stealing it, then they'd be like, but how? They're the elites. There's no way they would have been the ones to steal it, right? But it would have drawn more suspicion to it. And they probably would have assigned even more guards to check the situation regarding cargo. So to get rid of that loose end. And to make sure people would stop questioning it and think Bancroft did it. She left Field behind so then Bancroft would leave on a perilous journey. Damn. Like, seriously, Rachel? Well, again, this is just mere speculation. Hasn't directly said that, but that's all I can really think of at the time. It's the afternoon of the following day when Bella enters base South 3. I was looking down at the manga in his hands, reading silently. The only different from before is that he's using a pear blossom as a bookmark. I thought you were taking a walk. About the big flowers? Kind of. Hard to find a pear tree these days. Any news? Yeah. She died 3 years ago. She got ill. Didn't even live to see the rebellion. She left this journal before she died and gave her possessions to a friend. She kept believing that things would get better after the rebellion won. There'd be schools at the lower level, people wouldn't have to fight for food or the bathroom. Then she would be brave enough to find me. What do you think? Is her dream come true? Or has everything gone to shit? Struggles to hold back her tears. Don't you cry. Tears are useless. You can't save anyone. Don't repeat what my mom would say. Aren't you the one crying? You sob it too. So what if I repeat her words? It just proves that it's the universal truth passed down from generation to generation. Just because it's passed down from our elders doesn't mean it's true. A lot of their ideas are outdated. Still better than those fantasies you won't stop reading. Renee folks will never become those all-powerful heroes in your Cardman Rider books. Cardman Riders aren't all-powerful. Their stories are captivating only because they struggle too. Both look up and frown, we're suppressed again. The real world isn't like your story. We don't always stand back up after we fall. So you do realize that. I thought your own adversity builds character like your books. Adversity is always destructive. I'm just willing to believe that it can make me a better person. That's just wishful thinking used to make yourself feel better. Nothing wrong with making yourself feel better. People aren't supposed to stay stuck. You smiled so freely when I first met you, like your face now. Stuck, see? Surely someone who never smiles doesn't get to say that about me. What happened on the train that day that made you this way? Have you been listening to what people are saying? Those are their stories, not yours. Shrek isn't your real name, is it? Doesn't matter. Obviously, a name represents a person's past and present. Some past is just trouble. I don't want to explain and justify myself wherever I go. If that still bothers you, then you haven't made peace with your past. I couldn't bring them back even if I made peace. Have you also hidden many things from me? You never asked. Will you answer if I ask now? No. Me neither. Doesn't it bother you when partners don't communicate with each other? What's wrong with the way we were? We could talk about our books. Would that have gotten anything through your thick skull? You have to learn to move past your regrets. Same goes for you, I reckon. I need time. Sure. So do I. This conversation comes to an impasse, Bella changes the subject. Will you go back to Aslan? And do what? Fair.
As long as Ashlar and his people are there, there's no way you can return. Do you want to keep going with me then? Wherever you go. I'm planning to stay here for a while before deciding where to go next. Can't be anything worse out there after all. Can I offer you a new blessed name in this trying time? That won't be necessary. I've seen the worst life has to offer. This is as bad as it gets. They can only get up from here. We could have known how bad things could get. It didn't take a disaster. Just some other scavengers like us that we didn't watch out for. Then you were gone. Thank you, Bella. I should have said that sooner. You found me when I was completely lost. Helped me along the way. Could be quite annoying sometimes. I suppose it's blame to share. Had I not met you, I wouldn't be standing here safe and sound. So, thank you. And I'm sorry. I never told you my story. Spring will return. Fairer flowers will bloom again. Only when you told me that did I realize. I never got to tell you how I got the pear blossoms in my books. We were always hiding our past, so we could only talk about the books we loved. I might have become a merchant for the Forsaken like I did, if you had survived. Who knows? Maybe eventually we could become honest with each other, and become our friends. It's too late for any of that, isn't it? Mom, Captain Rachel, Field, Shauna, Nino, Raylan, Ed, and Till. Everyone we cared for on the train is gone. Will you go back to Asa? There's no reason to return anymore. I ran into Mike at the Forsaken base a few months ago. He told me Nino had passed too. He said,
Nino's old injuries had long-lasting complications in the first place. He was eating less and less in the past few years, and last month he fell asleep one night and never woke up. Damn. Oh, right, this guy. He was the one who was helping out Noah during the battle. He knew that you survived, and he heard I was prepared to leave Actolink, so he asked me to give you back your things. He said no one on the train was going to keep an eye on your things after he was gone. Mike took out a familiar backpack filled with things no one left behind. Short sword no one used, the weapon designs Rachel gave him, Good's journal, a mango with a bookmark resting between the pages. I was going to bring you a piece of candy, but lost on my way here. Candy? You gave my niece your candy on her 11th birthday, didn't you? Oh, that's right. Wait, is it the same one? Wait, was there a birthday that day? I thought it was his. Nah, whatever. I think I do. That was so long ago. I asked him about Aslan. That was when I found out Ashlar was gone for good. A lot of things are getting better there. Perhaps a school will show up on the lower level in a few years, like your mother wished. Said her sacrifices weren't in vain. Turns around patting the border collie by his side. So we decided to leave Actolink and start a new journey. So have I. If you were gone, I started to teach myself how to perform surgery. Still a lot I don't understand. Whenever I can do, I want to give it my all. I want to stay with other people and contribute like I did. Eventually I had an arrangement with Forsaken and became one of their merchants. But the red tide flooded the cities again after the disaster at Blue Forest Park ruins. It took so many lives. They never stopped fighting, no matter how hopeless it was. Even if it cost their lives. The way they fought reminded me of the people on the train. I was so confused about what came out of my choices in our rebellion after I left Aslan. What is the point of it when none of you are here anymore? Even if our dream has come true. Only when I saw those who would die defending the people in this calamity did I realize I was right not to give Ashlar the terminal that day.
would have betrayed them if I had compromised. The sacrifice would have been in vain. Spring will come like you said. Winter does not take, for some would light fires with their souls. Someone dies defending against this disaster every second. The bullet damn with their lives to keep the flood out. I would have made the same choices I did if I was in the same situation, wouldn't I? Not because I decided to give up the possibility they gave me. I'm just making the same choice they did. I'm passing sticking with the future to someone else. Goodbye, Bella. I have to take matches to the Forsaken base. I'm still waiting for these serums. I'm glad I got to hear your voice again. But I hope this is the last time I run to the Red Tide. Yes, I remember it now. Conservation Area 45, Grey Raven, the unconscious commandant. I've met them before. I did make the same choice when I returned to the train with the Forsaken. Ah. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's ironic, isn't it? Because now he's back to save the people of the train again. Even after everything that happened to him. Damn. That was a lot more weight now. Okay, so he was still human by that point. Good. I thought I was misunderstanding things. The young consort didn't recognize me. But Jamila did. I don't regret anything. I've received many gifts from many people in my life. Therefore, I'm willing to sacrifice everything I have in exchange for other people's futures. I'm loved, and I love them. Our deaths and decays are not meaningless. They're the sinners that light up the night. They may only be as bright as fireflies, but small and frail as their flames may be, they're enough to light a fuse. All possibilities stem from a Big Bang, after all. Despite the scars all over his body and a constraint that makes him hard to move, all his memories are back. He's no longer lost. Damn. So now we know everything that happened. Oh yeah, how the fuck am I supposed to open my eyes, damn it? Just like give me an option. Seriously, it's not even letting me do anything. Come on. Oh my god, am I gonna have to do the same thing I did last time for the game? Because it's honestly not even letting me do anything. Oh boy, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same thing again. Fuck me. I thought we were done with this shit. 1 second. We can try this again. I'm gonna try to only use the mouse while doing this. Nope. No, I'm trying to move the other way, damn it. No, I'm trying to drag. No, don't move too far. There we go. Yeah, boy, okay, let's see how this does. So do this. Yeah, it's saying to open my eyes, but I can't actually do anything. No. My god, am I seriously gonna have to go through this same shit again? I swear, if I actually do have to, I'm gonna actually be kind of pissed.
Because, like, the last time it didn't give me any real instructions on what I'm supposed to do. Now it seems like it's going to be the same thing again. Seriously, what am I even supposed to be doing? It's not really telling me what to do. God damn it, I'm actually gonna have to do this again. Alright, give me a second. Actually, gotta check on my phone what I'm supposed to do here, because it's not honestly working. So I make sure I'm actually supposed to do it like this. Okay, so it actually is stuck. What the heck? You should explain this. Oh, God. Alright. Dude, seriously, how many fucking times? Let's try this again, because I swear I'm actually... Actually, let me check my options first, because clearly something's going up here. Alright, so button position... I forget, I think I did something, didn't I? Alright, what was it to, I'll see if maybe I can do keyboard stuff. I'll see if that actually works, because honestly, I'm kind of being pissed off at this. Graphics, no. Not this, my account. Some loading screen, criticize, lock settings, lock. Nah, okay. Or was it you on here? No, okay. So let me check again. Keyboard. J. Okay, let's see what happens again. Because I swear, I really just want to get this over with. Because I mean, I'm interested in it, but it's like at the same time, it's like I want to move on. Try this again. Dude, Susie, what the fuck am I supposed to do? This thing is like frozen. Like, it's showing me that it shows open eyes, but I don't even have an option here. Like, literally, I have nothing. And it's like, damn, I really want to see how this turns out. Oh, give me a second. At this point, I might actually have to, like, do it off my phone real quick and pause it, because honestly, this game is a bit ridiculous. So you guys will have to give me, like, a couple minutes, because I'll have to log in through my phone and shit, and this is going to be annoying. So yeah, give me like a couple minutes. Let's try this again. Sorry it took so long. At least for those watching this from the VOD recording on YouTube as opposed to the other one, because I honestly had to skip this other part and do it on my phone because this was gonna be stupid otherwise. So let's see. As long as I don't have to press anything on screen, I should be good.
幸せな夢を作ってあげるから。
だが目覚める方法はもう知っている。
ごめんなさい。一人で閉じ込められて寂しかったよね。友達を連れてきたよ。
大丈夫だ。大丈夫だ。
いい子にしてて。これはあなたのため。
換気ダクトと本棚はベストコンビだよ。開けたら脱出できる。彼らの罪を清算しよう。
助けて助けて。あなたが攻撃されるのをもう見たくない。あなたを守りたかった。
これはベストコンビだ。夜を切り裂こう。これはベストコンビだ。
行かないで。ここを離れないで。
大丈夫だ。
夜も遅いから寝よう。ここに残ろう。
大丈夫だ。
あなたも彼らと同じようになりたいの？
大丈夫だ。これはベストコンビだ。
いけない。悪い子にはお仕置きだ。
Okay, good. Didn't have to go through anything stupid this time. Thank God. Oh, okay, I'm at 90%. Good. So we definitely will be ending this today. Nice. Oh, damn, I need more serum. And it's fine. I can use 2 more, I think. This should be enough. Even though there probably aren't even that many battles left. Or actually, this is the last battle. Damn. But then again, I guess we do take out Lithos later on. Not this part. What the heck is this? Oh god. Not another giant eye again. It's reminding me of her sure domination. But not
あ
domination.
なたは恩
Corruption.
師を裏切っ
My bad.
た。彼女の犠牲を無駄にした。
ああ。でも彼女は見習うなだとさ。
じゃあ僕のことはあなたを救ってずっと見守っている僕のことも裏切るの？
開いた。早くここから離れよう。大丈夫だ。
あなたの人生はいつも無力感に追われて逃げているの。
大丈夫だ。
あなたの人生はいつも無力感に追われて逃げているの。僕のプレゼントを拒んではダメ。
ならいいものをくれよ。夜を切り裂く。大丈夫だ。夜を切り裂こう。彼らの罪を清算しよう。彼らの罪を清算しよう。夜を切り裂く光の中、断春が咲き誇る。大丈夫だ。
いつまで逃げれば自分の罪と向き合えるの。もう逃げ場はないよ。ここには僕しか。
大丈夫だ。夜を切り裂こう。彼らの罪を清算しよう。極寒の中、断春が咲き誇る。まだ倒れるわけには。ごめん、君を一人にしてしまって。大丈夫だ。夜を切り裂こう。極寒の中、断春が咲き誇る。
過去の記憶の中で永遠にさまよう。
母さん、その方向は出口なのか。
ノアン、元気で成長して末日のサバイバーとしてあなたが思うように生きてほしい。
レイチェル隊長、
どんな未来を望んでいても私を真似るの。
これが私たちが長年望んできた結果なのだとしたら、あんまりにもひどい。
死は生きた証であり、腐敗は私たちは偽りではないと証明してくれるから、新たな生き物は雑草から生まれる。私にとってこれが腐ってホタルになるのは、見て。
大丈夫、生存者はまだいるからね。
シュレック、さようなら。元気でね。さようなら。ノアン、さようなら。絶対に生き抜けよ。それじゃあな、ノアン。さようなら。さようなら、ノアン。さようなら。
さようなら。さようなら。
Yeah. Goodbye. But this time, goodbye isn't just a farewell. It's proof that all of you were once by my side. Even now, I cannot let go of my past regrets and make peace with my powerlessness. I'm no saint after all. I can't just let it all go and move on. These scars are a part of me, aren't they? I'll carry them with me on the journey ahead. Even though there are still many things I can't change. New regrets that make me struggle, cry, and even hate myself. I know that I feel hurt because I still care. So I suppose I don't have to let everything go, do I? As Firefly flies around him, responding with its flickering light. Thank you. Goodbye. No, you never left. All his memories are fireflies, the light guiding his way through the dark. He hums a song from his childhood, waving goodbye to the lights and turning to face the real world. A world of both grief and joy. He hear the sound of the ocean breeze from the lighthouse at the end of the light. Real freedom is right before his eyes. Alright, that was a good one, because again, that was more like just finding something demon. Ah, damn. Wait, is it... What the hell? Weird. I tried to press confirm with this, but it didn't work. Ah, whatever. Okay, here we go. The end of it. Cinder burns. 15 minutes later. It takes no one all his strength to move his heavily wounded body and grabs onto the fence of the dock. He woke up in the darkness. He found himself surrounded by corrupted. On the way out, he resorted to jumping off the top of the lighthouse into the sea. And this would have been the third time I fell and almost died if I hadn't become a corrupted. Sits on the road and catches his breath for a few seconds before standing up with his two swords, shaking off the water in his hair. No, can't rest yet. Even though the infection and his injuries have pushed his frame to its limit, he'll still force himself to shake it off and start running. Lithos is still out there. He's going to hurt more people. Meanwhile, David Grange transforms back into Lithos' chair. Brown about to set constructs all immobilized. You're the only one left, Great Raven Commander. The truth is, I don't want to kill you. You're different from Ravage. You're not repulsive. I'm happy to bring you back if you want and turn you into a construct as well. I'm trying to make you one of us. Our companion. I'll pass. Why?
Leto slowly approaches you while paying attention to his surroundings. Doesn't seem hurried to take down his last target. My actual companions need to connect to my mind beacon.
Your actual companions. Can I be one?
I'm happy to consider if you're willing to give up your villainous ways.
I've tried that already. I also want to find a way to coexist with humans, but I fail to achieve anything except hurting more people.
You want to coexist with humans?
I do. It must be hard for you to believe, but it's the one thing you can count on. I love this world, and I love most people in it. I desperately want them to outlive this apocalypse, even if it means they have to live in or live on in a different, slightly less intact form. This does make me kind of an outlier amongst these descendants, you know?
True, because if Lithos was really like the same kind of ascendants like everybody else, it would have been like an experiment by trying to have no one turn to a beast after attacking all of us at the Medical Center 9. But Lithos didn't even bother doing that. If anything, Lithos stayed near so that wouldn't happen. So it does seem like Lithos does at least care about their subjects, at the very least. Again, I can't speak for all of humanity because we haven't seen that many interactions with Lithos, but true, Lithos hasn't been as aggressive as a lot of the other people, like the what's it called? The winged one, not like Vonnegut, not like Luna, Alpha, Gabriel, or even Cinderella for that matter. If anything, Lithos is probably the most peaceful of them all because they haven't actually done anything direct to us. But again, that's not to say that maybe Lithos didn't create the whole scenario, but it's not like Lithos had like directly infected people or turned people against us or something like that. Which is very interesting why we actually had to eliminate Lithos later on with the power of Bianca Stigmata. Trying to look for an exit again while he speaks. Fortunately, you're in an open field right now. Finding cover, there's no way you can outrun the construct. Not to mention one with a strange mechanical chair. It's not wise to confront a sentinel alone. The best thing you can do right now is not to act rashly.
Does Paper Crane bother you?
I see you gaze at those grins.
This is the torture chair I used to torment or kill the people who sit on it. Well-behaved children should stay away from her. She was a mechanical wheelchair used to assist people with disability. But she's since transformed into this after my fathers remade her.
Your fathers?
The people who raised me when I was young. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? That's okay. Simply put, she's just an infected mechanoid now. You don't have to understand her. You don't have to know what happened between us. Just consider her as a corrupted. After all, it doesn't matter what I say. You humans will always treat her as the weapon of an ascendant. Do you regret coming here to investigate the deserters? These people wouldn't have been hurt if it weren't for you. The captain of the purifying force. Bianca, isn't it? Mister must have killed her by now.
I believe in her.
Believe? Are you going to keep resisting just because you believe things can change?
Of course.
You're all the same. With so much confidence in your abilities, can't you see how many of you are dying because of the punishing virus? You might think the filtering is cruel, but if you keep fighting like this, what's the difference between the filtering and a victory that no one survives? Ascendants are trying to save those with our gifts. Without us, even they are going to perish.
Without you, humanity would have won a long time ago. Could have saved more people as well.
You can't save anybody. You can't control the punishing virus. Even the air is toxic to you now. The only way to survive this world is to pass the filtering. Humanity's courage and hope are nothing but illusions. It's the flame that kills the moth. Before I crush that hope, Grey Raven commanded, allow me to keep you with me. I'll make sure to weave you a beautiful dream, even if you end up as fragments inside the red tide. raises his hand and the spikes around him shoot toward you like a rainstorm. As you're about to meet your end, thunder crackles, lightning strikes from the sky. Heavy damaged frame sits between you and a barrage of attacks from an unbreakable shield. You're wrong, Lithos. Hope isn't an illusion. It's what came out of our countless sacrifices and suffering.
Is this your choice and your answer?
Yes. It doesn't matter how many times you ask. I'll never agree with you in the filtering. I don't want to stay in a chasm of exiles and cages. I don't want to see their joyless smiles. I don't want to pity your crocodile tears. I will not give up on my dream. You can't save anyone without the power of an ascendant. They will all die, just like your old comrades and companions did. I know, but there are still things I can do even as an ordinary person.
Babylonia won't accept someone who has a connection with the Ascendants. They won't stop seeing you as a threat.
I know. Better be treated as a threat than keep making the same mistake.
That's not the Eden you're looking for. They'll exploit you and your desire to be a hero, before discarding you or even accusing you of the worst crimes you ever committed.
I know. Been there, done that. I don't regret my choices. Bello hardly asked him 3 questions a few days before the battle in the train back then. He's in stress, all no one can answer has no idea. But now he knows he's not turning back. Even if the path ahead is a grave laden with thorns. My dream, that future we wanted, is right there beyond the seemingly infinite darkness. Hope will triumph and fulfill its dream. Nolan leaps into the air with his blade, striking the fair-looking body without hesitation. Arms clash with the dual blade, sending sparks flying everywhere, igniting the grass and leaves around them. Flipping back, releasing the force from Lithos' counterattack, Nolan strikes, aiming for his neck. Lithos has no intention to dodge, only catching Nolan's sword with his bare hands. Sharpened edge pierces Lithos with the palm. Red vital fluid gushes out.
You've made yourself clear. You want to go? Then go. I still think you will return one day. You'll find me and ask for the power and freedom to trek through this apocalypse.
So hers is kind of like a deal with the devil, in a sense. But again, at what cost would it be to do that? But then again, it's like Lithos only wants him to be the hero for those who survive the filtering, I guess. So I guess kind of a middle ground to Vonnegut, because I mean, Vonnegut is at least looking for some people who can pass the filtering, but I would say he probably isn't offering as many opportunities like Lithos does. Oh, sorry, Sam. Don't point to his arm.
You can kill me. That's okay. I'll die soon even if you don't do anything. So, don't forget to introduce yourself again the next time you see me. I'm afraid I won't remember you.
Oh, I see. So this is where it comes back to, like, where the other Lithos is.
Tear me apart if you want. I might still feel pain. But there's no reason to cherish a life that keeps getting reborn, is there?
Lithos. Bringing back the people Crane. The man's voice came from the dark. Crane immediately spreads his mechanical limbs and follows Lithos before retreating. Who is that? They would dash toward the paper crane, but an invisible force field hits him squarely in the face. That agent! Great Raven Commandant. Glad to see you're here alive and well. I'm afraid those who split up with you did not fare as well. Don't worry. I haven't completely destroyed the seeds with potential. Our experiment and game have come to an end. I'll see you next time. Except, it might be sooner than you expected. As they disappeared behind the dark forest, your footsteps approaching hurriedly from behind.
Commander, I'm sorry I didn't make it in time.
You're right on time. The agent left otherwise. Most of the people who followed me were heavily injured.
I can't believe that agent was here.
And Lithos. What's the situation on your side?
The injured members of the Purifying Force are back on Babylonia with our help.
Silver lining, I suppose. Our transport crafts are arriving soon. Let's head back.
Alright. Move those unconscious to the boarding area first.
I'm sorry. I don't think I can help. Are you okay? Damages and infections are both at my threshold, so...
Still trembling even when he uses his swords to support himself.
Didn't realize it until the adrenaline passed, but I'm feeling... a little...
Hey!
God damn it.
Work together to bring the wounded into the quarantine chamber before setting off on your journey back to Babylonia on the transport craft.
Our mission regarding the deserters isn't complete, Commandant. We got a lot of them, but we failed to progress on the Ascendant front. Some Purifying Force members believe that the rescue request from Medical Center 9 was a diversion from the deserters and Ascendants. They wanted to separate us from the Purifying Force.
Oh, I see. I see. So that explains why there wasn't that many people to really help with that. Hence why Chico ended up that way. And again, making it harder for us to assist Bianca as much as we could have. These people would have died if we didn't rescue them. There are people we can't save wherever we go. But we did save the most people we could.
You're right, Commandant.
Look at the young man inside the quarantine chamber. Lucia turns to look at you pensively.
Is he one of the constructs we saved this time? He looks familiar, but I can't remember where I've seen him.
I think so too. But I don't think he's who we think he is. That person...
Yeah, that person sacrificed himself.
How's Bianca?
She's in critical condition. She took a big hit trying to protect the others. That ancient is yet to reveal his true strength. He just prefers to be defensive.
I know. You two remain silent for a while with the familiar sound of the engine as your backdrop. So you're a quiet moan for the quarantine chamber.
He's awake, Commandant.
How are you feeling?
I'm alright.
Your infection rate is very high right now.
I know.
Sounds exhausted. Sleeping in this state might cause your mind to deviate. Try to stay awake.
Alright.
Are your memories returned?
Yeah. I think I remember everything.
Can you tell me your name then?
My name?
No one has been calling himself Shrek ever since he was thrown off Asylum, concealing his real name. Did that to avoid and resolve conflicts from finding him and to stay away from the rumors and accusations that would not leave him alone. There were times when he wanted to use his real name, but people already knew him as Shrek by then. There's no reason to correct them. What's wrong? Still can't remember?
I can. I remember.
Like the dream and the mask Shrek represents, no one comes with scars of the past and memories of losing his loved ones. It's a name of pain and trouble. It still draws ire in some places. Name of a traitor and a sinner. That's why it's a name that can remind him not to stray from the path his soul has chosen. He's heading to the future now. He'll face many forking paths and choices. If he has to choose a name now to symbolize his determination, his name must be...
诺安，我叫诺安，请多指教，指挥官。
Nice to meet you. Wait, what the heck? I did not... I have this in Japanese. What the fuck? Unless... Oh, wait. Did I accidentally reset the settings and it made it like that? Shit, I'm gonna have to check in a bit. 10:21 a.m. Science Council. A few days after Noah arrived at Babylonia.
There were indeed some anomalies in his frame, but he wasn't controlling them, nor was he losing control. The Ascendant established a unique connection with him using the Punishing Virus. I believe the Ascendant left behind some special connection technology in his frame or his mind, and the Ascendant turned him into a construct. It's a fascinating design. It'll certainly expand the possibilities for future construct development.
Oh, so was it that he was like the in-between for what's it called? For Lithos's power, like
he was gonna be like an extension of it, or like a finger to like the hand that is Lithos. And that's what allowed him to control the corrupted, only because of that connection. So you're saying that he isn't an ascendant or transcendent?
That's right. If I had to guess, the anomalies in his power only appeared because he was connected to and controlled by an ascendant. He's just a normal construct if he stays away from them.
I see. So again, by being close to them, he creates that connection between. And it's similar to like the concept of me establishing a mind beacon with Lucia and the gang. But instead of only stabilizing the mind, Lithos is actually able to pass on his powers. Fascinating. Quite fitting for the ascendant they called Swindler back in the day. He was lying when he said the kid would lose control if he leaves the Ascendants. Ah, so this is where Swindler came from. So that's the ancient name.
I can't be sure if his frame or his mind have been affected by other factors because of that. Right now, I can't guarantee that he won't lose control again.
It's probably safer to keep him in the lab for now.
I don't recommend it. He's been nothing but corroborative. Locking him up any longer seems unnecessarily inhumane.
Are you sure?
He hasn't asked to change his frame, and every test and inspection was conducted as is. High pressure tests often damage his parts. The inspections require removing some components. Those aren't a walk in the park. He hasn't complained about anything. He would have shown it by now if he was incompliant.
Do you have a way to prevent him from losing control?
I do. I left some insurance policies inside him after getting his permission.
So when can we be sure that the threat is completely gone?
I'll need some time. The Ascendants are staying away from him currently. It'll take longer to unravel its intricacies without a way to observe and collect samples.
We'll get a sample if he comes into contact with the Ascendant again, won't we? Sounds like something Kurano and their researchers would do. They won't let this go if they find out about him.
He'll most likely die or defect if we do that. Before we solve the issue or replace his frame, I suggest keeping him away from missions that might involve the Ascendants.
I guess I made the right choice assigning him to Dark Ares. Ah, I see. That's how he ended up on that team. But again, desperate times called for desperate measures, and we needed them. Dark Ares has been reinstated? Yes, everyone on the team had some issues. So it was time to change things up. Who's the captain? Palma. Why her? She's the only one left. No one is more than qualified, but he can't be trusted yet. We couldn't assign him that role. Fair. Lillian is a little timid. She's no leader, and her records aren't exactly spotless. I wonder if that has to do with that memory, right? Because there was that one thing that kind of confused me, because even though we were going through his memories, at first I was thinking maybe it was just him trying to grab as many memories as he can, and he was confusing himself with seeing Lillian there. But if everything he's seen was all the truth, based on what we know and the events that occurred and what people had said, then maybe Lillian does have a tie to the Ascendants, or specifically Vonnegut. We questioned her, and although she said she wasn't aware of when she brought Noah to Medical Center 9, can't be completely sure she was irresponsible. Maybe a form of mind control, maybe? Or maybe the power to, like, hack another construct? No, but they would have done something like that long ago if they were capable of something like that. Maybe there's a condition. Or maybe Lillian's one of the people that Lithos had revived. It's very hard to tell. But we're short-handed right now, so we can't afford to have a heavy penalty. We'll let her get used to the new squad first. All that was left then was Palma the Butcher. All three of them have something to do with Kurano, especially Lillian and Palma. No one just got here, but Kurano won't give up on the secrets in his frame that easily. It'll be challenging for Simon to lead a problem squad like this. He isn't fit to participate in missions on the surface physically to begin with. Giving him time to rest and let him and his team learn more about each other.
This is already the third iteration of Dark Ares. We shouldn't overburden Simon. It was his request. He said he would no longer watch on as his teammate defected the way he did. So he accepted the surveillance mission on no one. Wait, was that Talbot? Because Talbot did seem acquainted with Lillian. Was he one of the ones who was defected? Was that the one they're talking about specifically? Not just no one. The other two are also potential risks. Given how the fire on the surface is escalating, there's no one else more suited for the job. Don't we have enough people watching him already? We shouldn't relax as long as we can't stop people from deserting. No one is just one of the surveillance targets. True, because that's the thing, is like, deserting hasn't really been like cleared up yet. Because it's not like people even know the existence of Lithos, the swindler. So it would be kind of hard to stop that immediately.
Speaking of which, no one mentioned the deserters during an inspection. I don't think the true purpose of that agent is tempting our people to defect.
True, because people already had it in mind before Lithos even showed up. That's the thing. If Lithos was the one doing it, Lithos could have used the corrupted to force everyone to move to there and been like, if you want to live, you have to pass the test. There would have been no reason to go about this way if it was really to just make any and all people a part of the filtering of the Red Tide.
I briefly heard him mentioning that it could be a diversion. Given that Lithos was the only person responsible for this incident, I felt like the agent had a different agenda.
Yeah, because again, that's always the thing, isn't it? The Ascendants aren't all on the same side necessarily. They have a common goal, but that doesn't mean they're all the same. We saw the same thing happen with Gabriel, and we saw the same thing happen with Roland. So that doesn't necessarily guarantee that all of them have pledged their undying allegiance to Vonnegut, like the others that we've seen. I guess we need to send more people to the surface to investigate. Did he say anything new about that Ascended Lithos?
The same things he said when we questioned him, but
as I remember, it's the first day no one arrived at the Science Council for the inspection.
Lithos? What's wrong? I don't know. He's suddenly appeared behind me. Did I do something wrong?
Oh, right. The next Lithos. Dawn paused for 2 seconds staring at the girl's purple hair in her eyes before coming to his senses.
My apologies. I confused you with someone else. You are? I'm Rosa. I'm Mr. Asimov's assistant. I'm sorry, Rosa. It's okay.
Falls on again, staring at her.
How come?
What is it?
Nothing. It was a baseless misunderstanding.
Rosa has enough problems as it is. Asimo decides not to mention something this trivial. That was Lee's specialized frame.
We can complete the adaptation and the construction at any time, but it will just be another Imperia in its current state. We still haven't made any significant improvements. We're investigating the unique connection technology unknown. Hopefully it'll bring some new ideas to the development of the specialized Omega frame.
Ah, I see. And this kind of probably also links to how they were able to develop the Phantom Tracer back then, right? Because it was to relive moments of the past. And even though because he seemed to have a more closer encounter with the Red Tide and stuff going on with that, so maybe? Or again, maybe I'm just thinking too deep into it, a misunderstanding. Extend our order from a few days ago and keep Lee in Babylonia. It's one of our few remaining hopes. Can't let anything happen to him.
No one broke free from an Ascendant's control by himself, which means he is capable of adapting to a special frame.
His connection to the Ascendants means there are still many uncertainties about him. It's safer to place our bets on Lee before we're sure where no one stands. Nah, that's fair, because we don't know if, like, what exactly everything Lithos did to him. Especially since Lithos has been able to use him multiple times, especially when he erased the memories all the time. So, who knows what else could be within knowing that could be a problem down the line.
It seems that Grey Raven will only consist of Lucy and a commander for the time being. Yeah, and then that leads to the whole thing with Bianca. Although Liv has woken up.
Alright, that's it for today's treatment. Thank you, Professor. You too, Commandant. Thank you for coming back to Babylonia so frequently to assist with the process.
As long as I can help.
You never stop helping, Commandant. How have you been? Any issues during battles?
I'm alright.
It's a medical miracle that you woke up. Or so I thought. I only recently discovered that the monitoring and medical devices in your room were modified before reverting to their original state. The timing matches the time you woke up.
Yeah, Ishmael, right? But how does she do that, though? Again, she's providing chances to people, but they've been constructs, so how is she able to affect a human differently, especially as an ascendant? Or would we call her a transcendent in that case? Because if she was an ascendant, we would have detected the punishing from her long ago. Or then again, maybe it's just her agent status that changes that.
I don't know who did it. I don't know how it was done. All records at the time have been overwritten. Anyway, I'm gonna look into it. We'll let some kind of stranger remain anonymous. We're gonna drag whoever that is to the hospital to help.
How are you doing, Liv?
The migraines have gotten much better with the professor and your help.
That's good.
Lucia told me that you saved the person while you were on the surface, and he's serving in Dark Ares now?
His name is Noah.
It's great to have a new person with us. You too, Commandant. You should rely more on others instead of carrying everything on your shoulders.
Same goes for you.
I'm already relying on you, Commandant, and so many others. I'll keep doing so.
My pleasure. See a familiar figure wandering outside the WGAA after you leave the Start of Life. Noah?
Good afternoon, Commandant.
What are you doing here by yourself?
Commandant Simon asked me to requisition some supplies and I'm still learning my way around here. What about you? Why are you here alone?
I'm heading back to the Grey Raven Lounge. What are you requisitioning?
Some spare weapons and a coating. Captain Palmer said I looked like I was, and I quote, fished from a pile of corrupted. So she told me to apply a fresh coating from the WGAA.
Well, get something you like.
I haven't seen how they swap a coating, so I would love the chance to experience it myself. But I haven't found out where the requisitioning office is.
I'll take you there.
Is that okay?
Of course.
Thank you then.
How are you, by the way?
I'm good. Commandant Simon is a very gentle person. Everyone else is polite.
Like the intricate architecture of Babylonia represented confusion in his eyes. He happens to be walking past as he returns from maintenance. He sees a familiar figure heading further inside the WGAA. Now is the commander free to hang around this place? Confused, he takes another look and he sees the other familiar figure. Immediately dismisses the thought. What was I thinking? There's no way he could survive. Must be another construct who happens to look similar. But then, the young construct shows a new coating. But there's just a preview for the dye effect. You sure about that?
What's wrong with it?
It's ugly. I think it looks fine. You too? Is that what Chief prefers? I prefer what makes you happy. You...
I'm just curious how it looks in rainbow colors. Relax. I won't wear it outside.
Seriously?
I'll take it off, regretful as it may be.
Hey. Lee, why are you here?
Lee?
You're still alive?
I am. It's been a while.
Do you know each other? Don't you recognize him? He's Shrek. Wait a minute.
I might have forgotten to mention that.
Take off the disco ball off your head and put your test coating before you catch up.
Anyway, that was what happened.
I knew I recognized you.
You even picked up that book. Fate, am I right?
Right. And
was surprising to find that book all of a sudden. And the Ascendants made you a construct. Your luck. That's not fair. You hadn't jumped off with the Omega weapon, you would have just died from your wounds inside the train. They would mention how you got away from the Ascendants. Honestly, it's a miracle. Still, I'm honestly amazed that they could have actually saved him. Like, he should have been corrupted to death by that point, right? When they grabbed him? Well, then again, maybe because they had only grabbed him in that one instant before the thing blew up, that it didn't really have as much time to corrupt him. It was more like his body was the problem rather than actual corruption, doing stuff to like his nervous system and stuff. That's why he was able to become a construct still, even in that state. Maybe that actually is what the point is. Because again, it's not like he just like was disintegrated or something like that, or turned to sludge. Is that a compliment? You can think what you want. I'm glad you survived. By the way, why are you here, Lee? I saw you guys hanging around outside. Showing the newbie around. He has his own commander, doesn't he? Simon's been busy. What about the others?
They're...
Because of your connection with the Ascendants? Has everyone heard about it already? There have been a lot of new faces on the surface lately. Managing distributing information has been a mess.
I see. The more anxious people are, the more they want to stay informed. Even if they want to even what they hear are plain lies. That's alright. I have plenty of experience with something like that. Don't worry about me.
I still have to go see Asimov. You guys go ahead. Don't you have something else to say? Why aren't you working? You have so much free time.
I kind of feel like Lee was hoping you go to rest.
I noticed.
Of course you did. You're a chief.
Did Simon teach you to say that?
Yeah, he always mentioned you or asked me how you did on the surface when we chatted.
Oh right, yeah, because Shrek would have been the only one to know my condition at the time. Aside from the Grey Ravens. They're still kind of all busy with their own stuff.
He might not say it out loud, but I suppose that was how he showed he cared. I'll take this one.
Do you have no other requirements? Members from pending elite squads are allowed to request customizations on their coatings.
This is good. I'll take the one everyone uses.
Okay.
Thanks. Let's go, Commandant. You really should rest now. Commandant Simon said you just returned from a mission. You're already preparing for your next. Let me walk you back to the Grey Raven Lounge. I had to go back to the Dark Aries Lounge as well.
Alright, let's go. Shrek?
Do you prefer Shrek more?
Yeah, I like it. Can I call you that?
Sure. Shrek is my name too. Call me the way you like. What were you asking me?
Do you regret it?
Do I regret coming to Babylonia?
Yeah.
I don't.
But since you've been here...
I don't.
Yeah.
I've been interrogated, monitored, alienated. Master joined those experiments. You think this would happen when you asked me to come to Babylonia with you?
I did.
I thought about this too when I agreed to come. Letos warned me too. You heard that.
I'm sorry.
I thought it through before I made the decision.
It's gonna be hard.
Is anything easy? People went through hardships even back in the peaceful days. And you, hero? Has your journey been easy? Of course not. Do you regret taking on this hardship then?
I don't.
You thought about running away and giving up because you couldn't stand the pain?
No.
Me neither. But not giving up doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. I might be a construct, but I'm still human inside. I know I feel pain because there are still people and things I care about, and a future I want to see. So, razors are the same. No matter how painful and difficult it gets, I won't regret it. It's proof that I still care. I'd rather live on with this regret and pain than give up my dream for an easier path. see. By the way, something I never had the chance to tell you. Thank you for pulling me up at the last moment.
Thanks for accepting my invitation.
There's the way to Dark Aries Lounge.
I should head back as well.
See you around, Commandant.
See you. Two of you wave goodbye before heading your separate ways. Despite realizing how ordinary he is and knowing how he will face many challenges with this ordinary body, his footsteps feel determined without a hint of doubt. Ordinary life is like wild grass. Wild grass strikes no deep roots, its beautiful flowers or leaves. It imbibes dew, water, and the blood and the flesh of the dead, all trying to rob it of life. As long as it lives, it is trampled upon and mown down, until it dies and decays. But please do not loathe how ordinary it is or how it decays. It's the price for a soul to burn. Rejoice for their uncompromising souls. Laugh and sing for the snow they melt with their flame. They would rather greet death than obey and perish in silence. He is walking on a path paved with deaths. One day, he will also face his death, guided by the Fireflies. This is the choice the wild grass made. You will still see him smiling when it is time to go. Cinder burns. The end? Question. Ooh, okay. Mysterious. Damn. Whew. Okay, there we go. Like I promised, in around 4 hours. Well, I guess it could have actually been in like 3 hours and 30 minutes if we didn't have that damn issue with opening my eyes. But hey, at least we didn't miss any context from that part, because most of the context was from the beginning part. But with that, we have finally finished ER2 Cinder Burns. I gotta say, that was a really good one, because again, this is the path from an ordinary person to becoming a construct. This isn't just someone who is a construct who's already highly recognized. It isn't just only the Commandant. It really is centered around this guy and the many challenges he had to face. And I was like, he has the opportunity to become not necessarily a hero, but at least one of the many champions of justice that are the people of Babylonia. And I thought it did a really great job storytelling, especially with a lot of the other side characters as well. Like, I thought they did a good job in like the arc beyond, but this was a whole nother level. Like Ant Hill, Ed, Shauna, Wayland, Nino, Rachel, his mother, or Julie, right? Yeah. His friend as well. Summer, right? Yeah. And Bancroft is like, it all had a really interesting part, and I'm glad to see how it actually impacted him. We didn't leave anything. Oh, and of course Bella. I like how we actually saw, like, at least for most of the way through, how it impacted his life, and how there were still twists and turns for it. It's like, it's not necessarily Hero just shrugging it all off. It's not just that one person being his guiding light. It's like all the people along the way, all of those sacrifices. They can't just only be labeled as sacrifices. They can't just only be defined as deaths. They are inspiration for people who continue to struggle, even knowing what it could potentially lead to on the other side. Because it's one thing to say that you can do it, it's another to actually see it through. Especially with some of the minor characters as well, who we didn't see go through that as much, but like actually see them go through with it to the very end. Like Bancroft, Ant Hill as well. Make sure you rest their soul. But yeah, can we get rips in the chat for all the people in that? Damn. But it was a very interesting story. Still kind of questioning how he actually survived like the whole twin thing, but again, it's like I might just have been overthinking it. And now we have a better idea as to like how Lithos was kind of like an in-between, but then it stands to reason like why was Lithos okay with pulling out like a different thing where she was like, or no, he was just using the constructs for their own experiment. But then again, I guess it's like that's the part of Lithos that follows orders at times as opposed to other times where Lithos has their own agenda. But what exactly that's going to be now that Lithos resides in Rosa, I'm going to be interested to see what that means. Is it going to be like Now, Lithos has seen what happens following the path of the Ascendants, what happens to humans now with a different body and a different involvement instead of like stuff with Kurino. Because again, we know the connection there, and I can guess what happened, similar to like the situation with the original Lucia being Alpha. But we'll have to see going down the line how that progresses. And very interesting how it leaves in like a DN question mark. Is it just because like now he's the protagonist as well in his own way, in his own story? And we'll have to see how he continues further on in this whole trial that he's going to be going through from this point forward on this journey. Or is it going to be just like, it's going to be another chapter where it's going to focus around? I'll be very interested to see what that's going to be much down the road. But now that we've finally done it, we'll move on to this and the next stream, the Spiral of Chronos. This is another peak one, if I remember correctly. I don't remember too much about it, or actually I don't know anything about it. I just know that really poppin' OST that was from like I think it was like chapter 29, or no, chapter 30, that I really loved it. I heard it came from this one, so I was like, damn, it's gotta be something good if it needs that much fire music. And then, hopefully we'll be able to get to all these other parts, and I'll be able to catch up to main story, probably in like, let's say a couple months, give or take. But again, when I'll do these other floating records, I mean, I have to see, I mean, to be fair, there is a good, substantial amount of them, so I might have to do them at times. Maybe after I do a couple chapters of main story, I'll do it. So, like, let's see. So, we got Spiral of Chronos, Renaissance du Fantastique, Entry Shackles, Chaos and Snow, Super Parade. Okay, I think we'll do it like this. After I catch up on the main story before I had already gone ahead, like with Aeon Reforged, that's when I'll go back to these side demos. Or at least, maybe. Again, I have to think about it, because to be fair, there is a lot of that's still here that I would have to go through anyway, and that probably would take a fucking while, honestly, but I don't know. It depends on, like, if I get to, like, so much action or, like, so much information and then want to take a break from it. But I would say at least at the moment, maybe, like, another 3 or 4 chapters, maybe I'll go from doing main story, do some more floating records, like at least 2 of them. Because again, I do want to get some of this extra content, because it is going to be at least filling out some points of the story, because like it did for Noan's existence, learning about Lithos and that. So, and again, this one seems to have to do with Bominetta and was that other commandant as well. And this one with Han Ying, I don't know how this is gonna work out. It says I need to do it for chapter 20. Okay, so maybe, wait, let me see. This is chapter 24. Alright, so yeah, we'll do it like that, because then I won't be too far behind with this stuff. So once I hit the end of chapter 24, I'll go back to these floating records and we'll do like these next 3, so as to fill up the gap before I start getting even closer to like main story stuff. Yeah, I think that'll be a good point. Hopefully I'll be able to remember. If not, then we'll see what exactly happens later on. But I hope you guys did enjoy the stream tonight. Again, I had to apologize for what the fuck was going on with this game. I honestly don't even know why. It's like at some points it's like, even though I had the mouse moving on times and I have it even moving here at this time, and even when it's like the text boxes, it doesn't do it on there. I do remember there was like a point back then where it's like I could pause the game and do that, but and I could change the button setting, I think, but that was so long ago that I honestly don't even remember. It's like, if that was the case, why didn't, if it's like from the pause button, why didn't it allow me to do that at the beginning, and then I could change the setting for that? Because again, that really is what made this longer than it should have been. Maybe not that much longer, but still, it felt at least a bit annoying here and there. But still, really great story for Noan. Honestly, great exposition, especially for a lot of side characters to help develop one individual. It was really great. And like I said, I won't be streaming tomorrow since I did do a stream today, so that I can relax and actually like do homework and stuff. I'll see if I can do a stream on, let's see if I can do it on Thursday. If not, then Friday. I don't know what else doing next. It probably won't be a PGR. Well, if I can do both days, then maybe I'll have one. But the next one will probably be Trails to Daybreak, because again, it's like I just started, so it's like I might as well just do another chapter of it. But if you guys do enjoy the scenes by now, if you found the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. It's much appreciated. Check out my YouTube channel, post all the VODs, and subscribe there as well. Join Discord, you guys know already. All the links to those are on the channel. But this has been Santos Vice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. We're out.